Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2026 and 4th annual Asphalt 500. My name is Ryan Wayne, and I will be your commentator here for today's event. It is a bright sunny day here in Daytona Beach, Florida, as 37 drivers are here to try to win the 4th annual Asphalt 500. We've had a couple of withdrawals here this morning, but it's not going to dampen away from what should be a fantastic show with these next-gen cars. It's 200 laps around the Daytona International Speedway. In about 30 seconds, we're going to go over the national anthem, and we've got a special guest to do the command to start engines a little bit after that, and we're going to get these cars on the racetrack and underway to start this Asphalt 500. On the pole will be Jordan Herring, driver of the number 72 Hirschbach Toyota. Now, he qualified second in the qualifying session. However, Jax Holder, one of the withdrawals, qualified on pole, and that moved Jordan Herring up to that number 1 spot, and that's where he'll be starting to lead us down to the green flag in just a few minutes. As the field is finishing warming up right now, and they're going to head on to pit road, and we'll get the national anthem started here very shortly. All right, go ahead and set that grid time to start, and we're going to start our national anthem. At this time, we'd like for everyone to please rise and remove your hats as we perform the national anthem. What a beautiful rendition of our national anthem, and we are just moments away here from the command to start engines. Let's take a look at some of the drivers here to keep your eye on. There are 4 drivers in this field that ran the Florida 500, and they are attempting to do double here with the Asphalt 500. And the one to keep your eye on is Daniel Mosteller. This man has won just about everything you can think of here in Rebel Valley, as he is second on the all-times win list. Keep your eye on that number 87 McDonald's Demos Mill Chevrolet, as he'll be starting in the 4th position. Another driver to keep your eye on is the 2023 Asphalt 500 champion, Austin Mitchell, driving that number 8, a little bit of a throwback to the 2010 Daytona 500 winner, Jamie McMurray, as he's representing Simon Diecast 4. Driver the number 8, trying to go to victory lane here for a second time in this big race. And another driver to keep your eye out on for is Robbie DeVore. The ex-owner of Rebel Valley is back in this field today, and a standing ovation for him when he joined the Hangout chat earlier this afternoon. He's starting all the way back in the 32nd position today, driving the number 57 Toyota Camry. Also got some other guys to keep your eye on as well, including Elliot Condra, who has run really well here in the past, starting in P8. Aaron May, also a Daytona winner, got his first career win with the ARCA cars at Daytona. He'll be starting in 11th. And they also have Chase Ingram starting all the way back toward the rear of this field, back in the 35th position. Another driver to keep your eye on as well, as he's won a lot of times on the superspeedway type of racetracks. This field continues to get gridded up here very shortly. Got most of the cars here in this field. We've got 39 drivers here on track. One driver not in the field. That is Everett Counts in the number 77. He was not able to make it. So we're going to have 39 drivers here in this field, all fighting for a chance at the $150 grand prize and a 3D printed trophy that you saw in the beginning of this stream. So we'll have a Toyota and a Ford leading us down here to the green flag. Continue to wait here on pit road. A lot of drivers in this field have never won here in Rebel Valley. And you look at the starting lineup, which will be shown very shortly. The highest currently running that has never won here in the series is Reed Holland. Only Cactus 9, one of the drivers to... that was one of the drivers in this chat. He's pulling for him here today. And nice to see Reed back in this field. Going to be starting in the 9th position today. Driving that number 82 Holland Propane Chevrolet. All right, here we go. Now, it's the command to start engines. I want to welcome Mansfield Speedway owner and former NASCAR Cup Series driver, Matt Tiff, for the command to start engines.
And now, for the most famous words in motorsports from your favorite NASCAR bust. I mean, D-list celebrity. You know what I'm here for. Gentlemen, start your engines.
All right, the engines are fired and we are ready to go here from the Daytona International Speedway. The cars are rolling off pit road now. And very shortly, we're going to start the 4th annual Asphalt 500. Let's take a look at the starting lineup here for this race in the top right corner of your screen.
And
Chase Montelewski, driver of the number 14 Wyatt Blair Photography Chevrolet.
Austin Kyle Mitchell, driver of the number 8 Chevy Camaro, Simon Diecast 4, Middletown, Maryland. One fun fact about me, they nicknamed me NASCAR Mitchell at my school.
Elliot Kandra, 09 Napa Chevrolet.
Aaron May, driver of the number 10 Exalta Chevrolet from New Bern, North Carolina.
Mateo Mitchell, UNOH student and your 2025 Lima Land Track Championship winning crew member, driver of the number 84 Eagle Scouts Ford Mustang.
Lee Van Leer, number 6 Castro Ford Mustang.
Rex Jenkins, 87, Precision Setup Shops, Ford.
I am Mason Gubick, driving the 27 Corporate Housing Solutions Toyota.
Justin Lacayo in the number 33, racing for Chevy Nika Mobile.
Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez, driver number 44, Chase Bank Chevrolet.
My name is Austin Danbury, driving the number 13 Chipotle Ford Mustang, and I'm from Independence, Kentucky.
Ed Gubick, driving the number 12 Mount Pleasant Bookkeeping Toyota Camry.
I am Wyatt Blair, driver of the number 38 Chevrolet, and I am from Redding, California, driving for Wyatt Blair Racing.
What's up, y'all? Gavin, driver number 16 Austin Mitchell Racing, THG Chevrolet. Welcome back to Shinoda. Let's go get it done tonight.
Jet Miller, running the 00 Tide Chevy Camaro, Mooresville, North Carolina.
Jaden Mizell, driver of the number 7 America Cross Chevrolet.
Colby Drake from Southwest Missouri racing the number 54 Chevrolet LEO car.
Wyatt Youngblood, drive the number 37 TopSpeedGraphics.com Crown Security Toyota Camry for R2R Esports.
Joshua Firewall Colbert, driver the number 1 Trick Utility Services Toyota.
All right, here we go. Jordan Herring and Zayden Cortinas will lead us down here to the green flag as the flagman has the green flag in hand. And the 4th annual Asphalt 500. It's green here from Daytona. One car already pulling out of line here to start this race. That was a number 12 of Ed Gubick as they are side by side up front. It's Zayden Cortinas in the 50 and Jordan Herring in the 72. Double file here so far and leading lap number 1. It's going to be the 72 Jordan Herring. So far here, so good, as Herring's got some help here for the number 65 of Davian Tobin. That inside line with a little bit of a surge now as 3 cars are going to pull ahead. Maybe make it 4 with the 8 of Austin Mitchell. Right on board here with the number 67 of Daniel Mosteller. Riding right behind the number 50 of Zayden Cortinas, our dual winner. Herring in the 72 continues to lead this field right behind Tobin, and also a Florida 500 driver. That's Michael Tucker, the number 20, who's worked his way up to 3rd. A little bit of blinking here from these drivers so far. Going back to number 42 of Brady Gubick, running back in that 34th position. Get Aaron May right there, the number 10. Nolan Kelly's done a nice job working his way through the field early on. He's up 11 spots here from the start of this race. Currently up into P16 at the moment. And at number 21, Johnston Builders Ford. One of the newcomers here in this series. Making his first ever Asphalt 500 start. And back up front is still Jordan Herring. He's led all 4 laps here so far from Daytona. One car swerving back there in the background. That was Charlie Burch, number 81. Looks like he's going to get it all together here as he falls in line behind the number 14 of Chase Modzalowski. Top-speed graphics at best. Long way to go. Let's keep it clean here for a while. It looks like these guys are doing a pretty good job here so far. Hopefully it's not a little bit of a commentator's curse as we get into this run. These guys have 9 sets of tires laying around in the pits. This is what was allotted in last year's Real Life Daytona 500, so we wanted to keep that true here in this rendition of the race. But right now, everybody's still following behind the Hirschbach Toyota of Jordan Herring. Aiden Cortinas in the 50, still trying to get that outside line to work, but not much doing so far. It's been tough sledding. The driver, the number 50. You see 36 cars on your screen. The potential's just popped out as well, but you guys continue to battle here. So we're on lap number 5 of this race. A long way to go here for the finish of this one. Got 3 wide right behind. That is Gavin Smith at number 16. And we got a crash. That's Nick Agricoli in the 51. No caution as of yet. And there it is. Caution flag is out. Our first caution of the day here on lap number 6, and that might have been a little bit of a commentator's curse. These guys just crashed here at the entrance of pit road, and our first caution of the day comes out on lap 6. Nick Agricoli was the car that we saw spun around in the background. Let's take a look what happened. All right, there's Nick Agricoli there in the number 51. We're going to back this up just a little bit. He's 3 wide here with Chase Crawl. Looks like he might have come down the track just a little bit in front of the 88. Going to collect Justin Lacayo in the 33 as well. Like Wyatt Youngblood may have got a piece. That's Colby Drake spinning around in the background. Bruce Dudley gets collected. Oh, yeah, heavy damage for Bruce Dudley as well. And that number 17. See Robbie DeVore in the number 57. Spinning down to the pit road, that was Justin Lacayo. There's Colby Drake as well. That's going to bring out our first caution of the day here on lap number 6. Let's see if we can ride on board here with Chase Crawl in the number 88. There he is right there. Let's see if we can ride on board with the 88 car. There's Crawl in the 88. Let's back this up one more time. We had just ensued on from there. Under our first caution of the day here on lap number 6. All right, so we're pacing around under caution now after our incident involving the number 51 of Nick Agricoli. You see him on your screen. Jordan Herring is our race leader as he's led all 7 laps here so far in this race. Davian Tobin in second, Zayden Cortinez in third, Michael Tucker in fourth, and Daniel Mostello round out our top 5. If we got a couple cars coming on to pit road here. Yes, we do. We got Jordan Herring is going to lead us down to pit road, along with Michael Tucker, Daniel Mosteller, Austin Mitchell, Chase Motzlewski, Reed Holland. Bunch of cars here coming down pit road to get some extra fuel in the tank. These cars get around 40 laps of fuel for this race. Who wins the race off pit road here? It's going to be Michael Tucker in the number 20. Take a look at the field here, leaving pit road, and we'll switch back to our race leaders here in just a little bit. So with Jordan Herring coming to pit road, that's going to give the race lead over to the number 65 of Davian Tobin. Davian is a 4-time winner here in Rebel Valley. Came oh so close to winning that dual race on Monday night. Just lost in a nail-biter to number 50 of Zayden Cortinez, who conveniently enough is sitting right behind him in second. And then you've got Charlie Birch currently in third. Austin Danbury, up 16 spots here from the start of this race, has worked his way up to fourth. And then Aaron May will round out our top 5. You've got Elliot Condra currently in 6th, Mateo Mitchell 7th. R2R Simstock owner Zachariah Cartledge currently running in 8th. You've got Derek Skladell in 9th, and Lieben Van Leer will round out our top 10. And you've got Gavin Smith, Robbie DeVore, and Braden Todd Cagle, who was a last-second, and I mean last-second buzzer-beater entry to get into this race after the withdrawals we had early on today. He's currently running in 13th. The top 13 cars, as we say that, Davian Tobin's coming on to pit road. He wants to be at the back of this field. That's going to give the race lead over to the number 50 of Zayden Cortines, with Davian Tobin coming in to pit road. So Cortines will lead. Drivers were reminded at the beginning of the race, so if you go below the double yellow line, then you're going to choose the inside for the restart, and that's what Zayden Cortines chose. You see, it looks like he's just riding down on the bottom of the apron right now. Oh, Mason 17R said Kegel. FTW pulling for the driver of the number 48. Like I said, last second entry to get into this race. Currently running in 12th right now. See what he can do in that Kroger Ford. Speed Graphics also pulling for Wyatt Youngblood. They're sponsoring the number 37 Toyota. Currently running in 31st. Got a little bit of damage from that crash on lap 6. Also pulling for Zachariah Cartledge, who started all the way back in the 25th position. I know this will be a big win for him if he can pull it off. He's a Florida native himself, and very special to get his first career win at his home racetrack. But got a long way to go here, as we're going to go green on lap number 10. Okay, looks like we had a little bit of a switch here. Cortines is now going to go to the outside of the racetrack. You see the 81 of Charlie Birch was blinking on your screen just a little bit. We're getting ready to go green here on lap number 10. Take a look at the field, getting ready to pass the pit lane this time by. We're going to go back to racing here very soon. The pace car makes the hard left turn on the pit road. And here we go. Back underway here at Daytona. As the field works their way through the tri-oval, it's going to be Zayden Cortines leading this thing as Charlie Birch continues to blink in and out. I'm sure the admins are going to get them a warning about that. Might have to tell him to drop to the rear of the field if that continues, but everyone trying to fight for that bottom line. Zachariah Cartledge was sending it right there in the 61. He's going to make a 3 wide on the outside, and he's got some help from the number 3 of Derek Slidell. Michael Tucker and Gavin Smith also trying to join that train on that outside line and leave the 81 out to dry. But it's going to be Zayden Cortines at the line is going to lead this lap. It's a train right now on that inside line, led by the 50 of Zayden Cortines. Haven't talked much about Aaron May in the number 10. He's sitting right there in the 3rd position. That last spot in the podium, and he's got his 2 teammates right behind him with the 09 of Elliott Condra and the 84 of Mateo Mitchell. Again, this is all about patience. We've got a very long way to go here. We're only 11 laps in this race. You guys, I'm sure, are probably content to ride here around the inside line or the outside. Just go from there. So we take a look at the drivers here currently on this strategy, and the highest running right now that came down pit road was the number 72 of Jordan Herring. He has worked his way up to 7, as you see on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. That's going to be something to keep your eye on. We'll probably have 7 to 10 laps more fuel compared to these leaders. And we'll see how that plays out if we get a long green flag run. But he's currently the highest of the drivers that came down pit road. He's going to drop back here. It's the 9th position. Got some more moving around in the back of the pack. That is the number 67, Daniel Mosseller, was trying to peek his nose on the outside. As here comes Zachariah Cartledge. Well, he was not playing around. He's trying to get to the lead early on, that 61 car. And Cartledge is going to go to the race lead. Zachariah Cartledge up 24 positions from the start of this race is going to get clear. Can he get clear of 50? Going to be committed here with the number 3 of Derek Slidell. Slidell's got to be careful with these pushes. One bad push to that rear quarter, and that's going to send the 61 around and maybe cause a big one. Cartledge is going to get back to that inside line as we've got a new car on that outside with the 3 of Derek Slidell, as he's got help from the TH Design Chevrolet of Gavin Smith. Lieben Van Leer, another driver that knows how to get it done on these super speedways. He won with ARCA at Daytona, the old version of Daytona. He's that third car on that outside line in the Brad Keselowski, Greg Biffle tribute scheme. Cortina is trying to peek his nose here to the outside. He's going to fall back in line behind the 61 of Zachariah Cartledge. Guys continue to ride around here. Probably smart here. We're getting ready to approach lap number 15 of this race. Inside line now with the surge as the 3 of Derek Scorell is going to drop back. And how about Justin Lacayo? We just saw him spun right near the entrance of pit road in that last caution on lap number 6. And he's right up here with this group. He's a good car on that outside line at number 33. Currently being shown a lap down right now, though, but if he gets a caution here, this is going to be a big chance for him to get back on the lead lap, but still running strong, even with that crash earlier on. Take a look at Zachariah Cartledge here, the number 61. He's led 3 laps here so far. EDFW iRacing Series. Papa Bear Mike Campbell said, good stuff, Ryan. Let's go Aaron May, pulling for the driver that's 10 here in this chat. Welcome you to join in on this race here in the Asphalt 500. Aaron May right now running in the 4th position. Right behind that number 13 of Austin Danbury. Let's give a call to Austin Danbury as well. He's a driver we normally don't see here in Rebel Valley. Normally shows up on these bigger money races, upscale races, but he's doing a nice job here so far in that 3rd spot. Another driver that came down pit road under that caution, that's Michael Tucker in the Tide Chevrolet. He's going to have some help behind from the number 82 of Reed Holland, as he's going to like to try to get this outside line going. These cars will work their way into the tri-oval. Zachariah Cartledge, that 61, continues to lead. See some drivers just willing and content to stay on that bottom line, try to save as much fuel as they can. They don't want to make their moves now, because in one bad move and you're out of this race. Especially if you get enough crash damage to not be able to continue. See these guys all on that bottom line just trying to see what they can do. But Zachariah Cartledge has had one mission here, and that's to stay up front. That 61 machine. Right now we've got 26 cars in this pack, all the way back to Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez, Chase Bank Chevrolet. Got another group of cars close the end. That is the Gubics all running together. Mason, Brady, and Ed. First time I think we've had 3 last names all in one race. They're all family members. And I'll just ride around in the back, just trying to avoid the chaos here early on, running 27th, 28th, and 29th respectively. Outside line trying to get a little bit of momentum here, still going. That's Michael Tucker in the 20, as he's going to side draft off the number 10 of Aaron May. Let's ride on board here with the guy on the outside line, Michael Tucker. Still not getting much headway right now on that outside line, and he's kind of been stuck right there in that 5th position. Trying to get around the 10 of Aaron May, but I'll tell you what, we'll see if we can continue to get that outside line to work. But we're approaching lap number 20 here of this race, and it'll be lap 21 next time by. Drivers are keeping it calm here so far after the lap 6 caution involving Nick Agricoli, Bruce Dudley, Justin Lacayo, Colby Drake. Nice little green flag stint here early on. Mason 17R was pulling for the number 48 of Braden Todd Cagle. And I'll tell you what, he's done a nice job. He's stayed right in this lead pack as he's on the inside of Michael Tucker in the number 20. Look to work his way up in the 7th, and he is going to get clear of Michael Tucker. Cartledge continuing to lead this thing right now, the number 61. And we take a look here at the last stint here for the top 10 currently at the moment. Tucker and Holland currently the highest in the running order of the drivers that came down pit road under that last caution. The top 8 stayed out on the racetrack and are pretty content staying where they are right now. We'll see how they shape up here in fuel. I'm thinking in the next 20 laps or so they'll probably have to come in for some fuel and tires. Let's take a look here at our race recap so far. Pretty sure that lead change thing is bug. That might be right. Who knows? But that's our recap here so far on lap number 22. These are all calm here at the front with Zachariah Cartledge, Zayden Cortinez, and Austin Banbury continuing to pace this field around in our top 3, all driving Ford Mustangs. I'd love to get some of these drivers' thoughts here so far as we get into this green flag run. I wonder what they're thinking right now. Just stay around this inside line. Don't try to push the issue. Come down pit road with your teammates. Because that's the big thing about Daytona. It's working with teammates, staying in the draft, putting yourself in the right position to succeed right at the very end. Whether it's from skill or from luck, that's the main success, to be able to work your way into victory lane here at Daytona and claim the $150 prize and the 3D print trophy. Couple of cars tipping their front tires below that double yellow line. We saw the number 13 Chipotle Ford of Austin Danbury. See one car that's getting freight trained there. That is Justin Lacayo in the 33. That is a Dale Earnhardt throwback, I believe. Oh, that was a close call right there with the 81 of Charlie Birch. He's going to drop back out of line here. We got another car here trying to start the outside line. This is Chase Crawl, number 88, the RGR Chevrolet. Driving for Team RGR. On one of his entries, Gavin Austin had an emergency sickness. I do wish him, hope he's feeling better here. I think he's missing this race. He could be a good competitor here in the series, and I do hope he's feeling better. But we've got Chase Crawl in the 88 currently leading that RGR brigade, and that number 88. He had a block there from the number 82 of Reed Holland. Most of these drivers content right now to ride on that bottom line. The guys still trying to get that outside line to work. One of those drivers you see is Robbie DeVore, the number 57. Talked to him in the pre-race. He was mainly going to send it, is what he said. His whole goal today, just go out there and send it. And I'm glad to see him back. He's the PA announcer for Mansfield Speedway. The guy that ran Rebel Valley for a long time, established this community. A lot of respect for the guy. And hey, what, he's got a good chance here to work his way to the front. Running a Dale Earnhardt GM Goodwrench throwback scheme as well, that number 57. See him right there in the number 57 car, currently running 13. As the fields get ready to approach lap traffic here. But I saw a car that was getting ready to go a lap down. You see Zachariah Cartledge continues to lead. He's led 14 laps here so far. Out front, that number 61, Monaco Zero Designs and Blue Line Automotive Ford. We are approaching the wounded truck, or excuse me, the wounded Chevrolet. That's Nick Agricoli in the 51. Stay out of the way here for our race leaders. Now, some guys are doing strictly flyer miles because we've got a couple guys in this field that ran the Florida 500 and are also participating here in this Asphalt 500. One of them we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Daniel Mostello in the number 67. You get right there in the Debo Smeel Chevrolet. They're on that outside line. Chase Carl was another driver in the number 88 that ran in that race. Gavin Austin in the 2. Everett Counts in the 77, who is not here today. Michael Tucker in the 20. And those are the only 3 drivers that ran in the Florida 500. They're participating here in this Asphalt 500, and conveniently enough, all running on that outside line. I'll tell you what, this 82 of Reed Holland is getting this outside line working. We saw him running about in the 10th position. He's getting some help here from the 88 of Chase Crawl, and we'll see if he can work his way toward the front. Most of the field right now still congregated as that bottom line. It's Danbury. Oh, man, I thought that was going to be a crash right there. It looked like Zayden Cortines opened the door for the 13 of Danbury, and they're going to lose a little bit of momentum here on that inside line because here comes the outside with Chase Crawl and Reed Holland. There's Holland right there, the number 82. Take a look at the manufacturers currently. Still the top 3, led by Fords, and then right behind them is just a brigade of Chevrolets. All the way back to Matteo Mitchell in 10th position. Let's look at how these guys currently stand from where they started this race. Braden Todd Cagle still the highest running of the drivers. Well, excuse me, it's gained the most spots here in this race. He's up 27 spots from the start of this one. If you're a driver like Zayden Cortines or Austin Danbury, do you want to go ahead and hop on that train to that outside line and work with the number 82 of Reed Holland? Holland is in a good spot as he came down pit road that last time by for some adjustments on pit road. Take a look at the stint length here for all of these drivers. Holland and Paul are the 2 highest right now in the running order, so they can go at least 7 to 10 extra laps on the racetrack on fuel. Daniel Mostello as well in a good spot at number 87. Or excuse me, 67. I'm so used to him being in the number 87, but he's in the number 67 here for this race. And just like we talked about, Austin Danbury is going to work his way to the outside line. He's going to get some help, but Cartledge is going to throw a block. Great awareness there by the 61 of Zachariah Cartledge to look at the run on the outside, but I don't think he's going to be able to withstand it because here comes Austin Danbury. A huge head of steam here on the outside here. It's going to have some help from Reed Holland in the 82. Couple of cars bobbing and weaving here on that inside line, but here comes Danbury on the top, trying to lead his first lap here today. The action is picking up as we're closing in here on the end of this fuel run. These guys should be coming down pit road in the next 5 to 10 laps. The drivers that stayed on the racetrack. The momentum is going to shift right back down to the bottom of the racetrack here with the 61. And it looks like we're going to go 3 wide here. That's Reed Holland to get put through the middle. Here comes Chase Crawl with the 88. Got some help here from Daniel Mostello, and that's Michael Tucker as well in the number 20. That's going to leave the number 82, Reed Holland, right in the middle, and a tough spot to be in. Also going to get through the middle. That's the 13 of Austin Danbury. So interesting. Look at the strategies in this race. The first 24 cars are still in this pack. Last car in this pack is the number 81 of Charlie Birch. See him chilling right behind the number 38 of Wyatt Blair. Leading the second pack, you got to go all the way back to Jet Miller in the 00 machine. See if they can catch their way back up to this first pack. Ace Crawl continuing to try. Oh, we got a car on the wall. That's Robbie DeVore, the 57. He's going to bring it down pit road. I think that might be terminal damage on the 57. We'll see. He's coming down pit road this time. We're heading back up front here, and Chase Crawl is going to go to the race lead. He's got some help from Daniel Mosteller. As we saw the 57 come to pit road after damage. Here comes Chase Crawl. He's going to take over the race lead. It took him 27 laps, but that outside line got a huge surge, and Chase Crawl from the 30th starting position has worked his way here to the race lead. Chase Crawl on that 88, still running that inside line. You got Daniel Mosteller in the 67, Michael Tucker in the 20, the three drivers that ran the Florida 500 all working together in unison, and they're all right there on that inside line, trying to take control of this race. Austin Danbury in the 13, continuing to try to get that outside line to work. He's got the pole sitter right behind him. That's Jordan Herring in the 72. Robbie DeVore in the 57 still on pit road, repairing some damage that he has to his car. Right now we've got one driver that's out of this race, and that is Bruce Dudley in the number 17. Just an unfortunate victim in that crash as we're three wide again. About another driver we just haven't talked about much today, Colby Drake in that number 54. He's showing up as a number 7 on my screen. But there you see him right there. Third car on the outside line, running in 14th. There's another driver that was involved in that lap 7 crash with Chase Crawl and Nick Agripoli. He's going to try to work his way toward the front. Top 8 cars all single file right now. First action we see double file. That's the 82 of Reed Holland and the 13 of Austin Danbury. But it's Chase Crawl continuing to lead. That's the sight you just want to see right now. I know it's early on, but this is the sight you want to see on the last lap. Coming to the checkered flag. You're seeing it right now from the view. The number 88 of Chase Crawl as he continues to pace this field around the track. Lieben Van Leer, that number 6, also trying to push the number 13 of Austin Danbury. Got a little bit of a gap here back to Wyatt Youngblood, who's currently running in 15th. That's Gavin Smith in the number 16. And we haven't talked about Rex Jenkins in the number 87. He's running right behind the 16 of Gavin Smith. There's Crawl in the number 88. Look at the last stint for these drivers. Crawl, Mosteller, and Tucker all came down pit road. We have a little bit extra fuel in the tank for this run. We'll see when Cartledge, Danbury, Cortinas, Van Leer, May, Condra, and other guys who stay out. We'll see when they come down pit road here. Right now they're still on the racetrack. Speed Graphics said it looks like the 61 may need to call in sick to work today. And yeah, he's done a nice job here. Talking about Zachariah Cartledge. See him right there in the top 5. Currently running in 4th. Like, here comes a surge here on the outside with Austin Danbury in the 13. It is Chase Crawl continuing to lead here in the number 88. Daniel Mosteller right behind. And boy, look at the gap here with this pack. Still have 22 cars in this pack. And you've got the Wyatt Blair racing cars here working together. That's Chase Modzalewski, Wyatt Blair, Jet Miller, all working together. You've got Sebastian Sapien, Chase Ingram, Fireball Colbreth, and Mason Gubick. They need to head back to the front. This is Austin Danbury here going for the lead. The Fords took control during this first green flag run. They're trying to take control again as Danbury's on the outside. Emo seems to be committed right now with the 80 of Chase Crawl, and Crawl looks like he might throw a slow block here to block that momentum for the 13 of Austin Danbury. Stay back down bottom as here comes. We got some cars coming down pit road. That's Cartledge, Cortines, Cagle, Spadell. One car spinning. That's Braden, Todd Cagle, the 48. Looks like he missed his pit box, and he's coming on pit road now. And boy, that's going to be a huge, huge mistake for the 48. He's going to lose this lead pack. So still Crawl leading this thing with Daniel Mosteller, Michael Tucker in the 20, and you have Lyman Van Leer in the number 6, along with Reed Holland, and we'll see what happens next time by. All these guys are going to stay on the racetrack. This looks like a planned move here from Cortines and Cartledge. But Cartledge is still on pit road as well. May have got a speeding penalty coming in. Charlie Birch still on pit road. There's the 48. Sebastian Sapien just leaving his box as well. Mason Robertson said Cagle sold. Yeah, I might have to agree with that, but it's a long way to go as they're working our way around the number 14 of Chase Modzalewski. Trying to merge his way back onto the racetrack. Also, Zayden Cortines is one of the drivers that came down pit road in the number 50. Robbie DeVore is officially out of this race, and we've got a car coming down pit road. That's Austin Danbury in the 13. And he's going to spin it on the pit road. Costly mistake there for the driver of Chipotle Ford. And he's the only car on pit road as well, so that's going to be double trouble there for the 13. We'll see how he shapes out as we complete this green flag run. They're catching up here to Tobin, Spadell, and Herring. All cars that came down pit road that last time by. Take a look here at the stint length of these drivers. Van Leer, May, Condra, and Mitchell still have to come down pit road here. They've gone 42 laps here on this set of fuel. See how much longer they can go. And keep in mind, some of this may have been helped out with the early caution that came out. All Mosteller, Tucker, and Holland all came down pit road on lap number 7, as you see on your screen. They are the front 4 cars leading this thing. So if you're guys like Van Leer, May, Condra, Mitchell, and Gavin Smith, what do you do here? You come down pit road this next time by and try to get on sequence and stay together. See Holland in the 82. All the way back here in 10th. And he's going to come down pit road. So it's going to be Holland. Here comes Van Leer. We have Drake. And we also have Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez. So we've got 4 cars peeling onto pit road here. And we've got contact between Van Leer and Drake. Drake was trying to get into his pit stall, and he's going to miss it. A lot of mistakes here with green flag pit stops. Guys coming on to pit road. We'll see how this all plays out, but it looks like the 54 of Colby Drake. That's going to be a big mistake there for the 54 as well. There's the top 10 here on the left-hand side of your screen. Kroll, Mosteller, Tucker, Herring, Spadell. All in line here. As here comes May, Condra, Youngblood, and Mitchell. All four guys work together. They're all in the same team chat. May is going to clip right there. He's going to clip the grass coming onto pit road. Now the only driver running, we got 2 drivers right now, 3 drivers in the top 10 that still have yet come down pit road, and that is Fireball Colbreth, Vince Henschel, and Zachary McCassie. Kroll, Mosteller, Tucker, currently 1, 2, 3, all staying together. You got to go all the way back, 5 seconds back. That's Rex Jenkins, the number 87. That's Nolan Kelly right behind him in the 21. And they're going to come down pit road here. Looks like they're going to be working together. Locking it down, coming down pit road. See the 88 of Chase Kroll going to go to the outside here. That's Sebastian Sapien in the 5 and Zachariah Cartledge in the 61. Working our way into green flag pit stops here in this race. Got Mateo Mitchell, they're getting ready to lap, along with White, Youngblood, and Elliott Condra. And Aaron May as well. I believe he was one of the drivers that may have got nabbed for a penalty coming on to pit road. He's dropped all the way back to 30th on the racetrack. Nolan Kelly leaves his stall as here comes Herring on the outside. Take a look at the last pit, last pit stop. Well, actually, let me change that. Sorry about that. So Vince Henschel, Zachary McCassie, and Austin Mitchell are still out there on the same pit strategy. Kroll, Mosteller, and Tucker, and Jaden Mizell in the number 7, also on the same strategy, along with the Gubics. Ever since Kroll took the race lead away on that outside line, he's kind of just stayed there. He's led 16 laps here in this Asphalt 500. He's going to have a little bit more fuel compared to these other guys as well. Coming down pit road on lap number 7. So they're about to approach the number 10 here of Aaron May. I'll put him a second lap down to get around the number 10. They're going to lap the number 10 of Aaron May for a second time. And here comes Kroll, Mosteller, and Tucker, all coming down pit road. So we're looking around 40 to 45 laps, maybe 45 laps is stretching it. But these guys are all coming down pit road now on lap number 50. So if Vince Henschel stays out, this will hand over the race lead over to the number 29 American Airlines Chevrolet. This was another driver that was a very last-second entry after all the withdrawals we had this morning. And he's going to lead his first laps of the Asphalt 500. Driving for Austin Mitchell Racing. Speaking of Austin Mitchell, there he is in 4th place. All right, so Mosteller is going to come down pit road. He's going to lead the race off pit road here with Kroll and Michael Tucker. We'll see how this all shapes out. Let's take a look here at the track map. And these guys are going to have a huge advantage right here. We'll see how this all shapes out, but these guys are going to have a huge advantage being able to stay together, work in unison. They're definitely going to retain the race lead here if this stays green. All right, the 4 cars, Henschel, Mizell, Mitchell, and McCassie are all on pit road. So once this cycle completes, it's going to hand the lead over to Daniel Mosteller, and look at the gap they have over the rest of the field. We're going to switch this over to the flag stand. Just take a look at this gap. Great teamwork involved by the Chevrolets, the 3 drivers. all in Chevy bow ties, and they're all working together here. Mosteller, Krall, and Tucker have a 4-second gap over Elliott Condra in the 09. The last came down pit road on lap number 45, and he's working with 37 of Wyatt Youngblood and the 84 of Mateo Mitchell. And then it's Slidell, Cortinez, Holland, and Montelewski. That's our top 10 here in this race. And you've got Davian Tobin running in 12th. Aaron May, who got nabbed for a penalty, and then Todd Cagle with the mistake coming on to pit road. He's the last car in the second pack. Work our way back up front here with Mosteller, Krall, and Tucker. Take a look at the lap times. These guys by themselves, they're still a 10th faster compared to Elliott Condra, who is the first car in line of the 09. These guys are going to have a huge advantage here if we get to, if this race stays good, these guys are going to have a huge advantage here over the rest of the field. As long as they can work together and not make any mistakes coming on to pit road, these guys are going to have a huge advantage. Take a look at the gap on your screen. The second pack trying to close in here. It's down to 3.9 seconds. Take a look at the 09 of Condra. Got 37 of Wyatt Youngblood, the 84 of Mateo Mitchell, and the 3 of Derek Slidell. Sebastian Sapien right there, the number 5. He was another driver that came down pit road with the number 61 of Zachariah Cartledge. And he's staying in this pack as well, that Hendrick Carr Chevrolet. The field has just lapped the number 54 of Colby Drake, so that'll put him down a couple laps here. He's another driver that made a mistake coming on to pit road. Put him 2 laps down. We're going to continue to monitor this second pack right here, led by Elliott Condra in the 09. It's going to be strength in numbers for sure. All the way back, the last car in this pack is the number 48 of Braden Todd Cagle. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But 13, 14 cars in this pack. We should have a huge speed discrepancy compared to these 3 cars up front. We'll take a look at the chase view here with the number 87 or 67 Daniel Mosteller. There's no cars in front of them to help out with this draft. See how that all plays out. This is the third pack you see here on your screen, led by Lieben Van Leer in the number 6, Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez in the 44, and then Justin Lacayo in the 33. Nick Agripoli repairing some damage to the 51 is just leaving the pits now. This is just a 6-car pack. That's Robbie DeVore, I believe, in the 57. That's at the tail end of this pack. Ellen Kelly as well. Here's the 4th pack, led by Ed Gubick. And it looks like we just had a breaking development. Daniel Mosteller is, well, actually, please excuse that. That was a little bit of a jump scare if you guys thought of that, but I thought Mosteller parked it. I saw he'd said out on my screen, but he's continuing to lead this thing. As that lead continues to dwindle down, it's now down to 3.3 seconds. So it's Mosteller, Krall, Tucker, and Colby Drake riding around here. So now we'll go back to what I was talking about with this 4th pack. You've got Ed Gubick, Jet Miller, Chase Ingram, Wyatt Blair, and Rex Jenkins. That's your 4th pack. You got Danbury, Henschel, McCaskey, Mason, Gubick, and Brady Gubick. Holworth is by himself, Austin Mitchell's by himself, Jaden Meisel's by himself. Mosteller leads this thing up by 3.3 seconds. While this field is single file right now, let's go ahead and let's ride on board with some of these drivers. Let's start with the Top Speed Graphics Toyota of Wyatt Youngblood. All right, let's head over to the last car in this pack, the 48 of Braden Todd Cagle. We'll head back up front here as the field is going to lap the number 8 of Austin Mitchell. Not sure what the 7 of Jaden Mizell was doing, and I don't know if he was trying to let the 8 by or try to get by on the inside line, but rules did state you can't pass anybody below that double yellow line. But it's Daniel Mosteller continuing to lead. We're going to lap now the number 1 of Joshua Fireball Colbreth. So we're going to have 24 cars here on the lead lap. One car going a lap down. These guys are allowed to get their laps back on the outside if we do get another caution. This is Rebel Valley rules, and 1 green-white checkered as well. 0 fast repairs. And that 0 fast repair burnt the number 17 of Bruce Dudley, and he's the only driver that is recorded out of this race. Take a look here from the overhead blimp cam. It's still Daniel Mosteller out front, and that number 67 has now 12 laps led for the driver, the number 67. And of all the drivers that are currently in this race, he has the most wins of all the drivers. Coming into this race, Demos coming in had 79 career victories, which is absolutely absurd number of wins. And if he is able to stay the whole race, he could potentially get a milestone win, career win number 80 here in Rebel Valley if he can pull it off. On the flip side of the coin, you've also got a guy like Chase Crawl, who has come so close to winning races. He had a very controversial race that was wiped away from him at Iowa after intent wrecking Chase Ingram with the ARCA cars. He has won here at Daytona before in this next-gen car. I believe he got his first career win in Rebel Valley on this exact racetrack. Sitting in a good spot right now, up 28 spots. Currently running in second at that number 88 machine. Michael Tucker is another driver that has run a lot here in Rebel Valley. Double-digit win here in the series. His last win came at IRP with the Truck Series in a race that he absolutely dominated. He's trying to go to victory lane here in Rebel Valley once again. Driving that number 20 Tide Chevrolet. Going to go through the field here. We got Elliott Condren, the number 09. 1 career victory for Elliott in with trucks at Las Vegas. Wyatt Youngblood is also in this field, the number 37, making his Rebel Valley debut. Great debut here so far, running in the 5th position. Got Mateo Mitchell as well, the number 84. Eric Skladell having a nice effort as well, the number 3, trying to get his first career win. Aiden Cortinez right there in 8th. The dual winner from Monday night. Reed Holland 9th. And Chase Modslewski, the highest running of the Wyatt Blair Racing cars, currently running in the 10th spot at number 14. Our pole sitter, Jordan Herring, currently in 11th. Being right there in the Hirschbach Toyota. Davian Tobin running 12th. And then you got to go all the way back to the number 6 of Lyman Van Leer. Boy, it's lucky 13s for him. Got a little bit of a glitch there with iRacing. But Mosteller, Krall, and Tucker are starting to take command of this. They're now 4 seconds ahead of the number 09 of Elliott Condra. Saw one car that was bouncing around. That was Gavin Smith, the number 16. Yeah, iRacing seems to be a little buggy right now with timing and scoring. But we are here on lap number 66 of this race, and we're going to take a look at our last stint length here for these drivers. That last came down pit road. Mosteller, Krall, Tucker are in the best position right now. Take a look here at the last pit stop for these guys. Ever since the lap 6 caution that we had involving Nick Agripoli, this race has been clean and green. We'll see if that continues that way as we are about to approach the halfway mark here in the next 30 laps or so. It's going to work their way around. That is Vince Henschel in the 29 and Zachary McCaskey in the 26. Close call there with Sebastian Sapien and Zayden Cortinez, but these guys are going to have to hustle if they want to get back up to this lead pack. Got a 29 there, that's Vince Henschel. Charlie Birch continuing to blink in and out on the screen. Something the admins are going to keep a close eye on here as they continue to race, but at 81 continuing to blink in and out. Take a look here at Daniel Mosteller, who is still out front in 67. Way back to Elliott Condra there in the 09. What do you do if you're a driver like Condra or White Youngblood, Mateo Mitchell, who all came down on pit road at the exact same time? They last pitted lap 45. But these guys, these are a little bit past halfway through the fuel run. See the kind of strategy they're going to devise here as they continue on with this race. The gap continuing to close down a little bit. It's down to 3.8 seconds, but still got a long way to go if they want to catch this lead trio with Mosteller, Krall, and Tucker. Now they're going to work their way around the number 13 of Austin Danbury. He is off the track. He's going to stay off the racing surface there in the number 13 machine. And nice gesturing move there from the number 13 Chicago Ford. He's going to get out of the way here for the rest of this pack. So Mosteller, Crawl, and Tucker continue to be your top three here after the cycle of green flag pit stops. Mosteller was able to get in and out of pit road ahead of the number 88 Chase Crawl, and it has stayed that way for the time since the pit stop. And Mosteller continues to lead with a three-car train leading this thing. You've got Condry, Youngblood, Mitchell, Spladell, Cortinez, and Holland all trying to find a way to work their way back up toward the front. "47 concurrent viewers here. I want to thank you all for tuning into this race. This has been a great one here so far, as we are in lap 71 here of this race. We only had one caution on lap number 6 involving Chase Crawl and Nick Agricoli. That happened right at the entrance of pit road. We've been cleaning green ever since, and Daniel Mosteller continues to pace this field around the track at number 87. I'll head back up front here. Davian Tobin has lost touch with this pack. Chase Mazlewski, the number 14. Bagel in the 48, Aaron May in the 10, along with Sebastian Sapien in the 5. Jordan Herring as well in the 72. We have been a torrent pace here so far after our first caution. Take a look at timing and scoring. We've got, I believe, 21 cars here on the lead lap, all the way back to Davian Tobin. I don't see, actually, no, he's still on the racetrack, so timing and scoring being a little screwy right now. Take a look at Nolan Kelly in the 21, Wyatt Blair in the 38. Some cars blinking in and out there. That was the one of Fireball Corporal in the 27 of Mason Gubick. There's Austin Mitchell in the number 8. I believe he is the first car one lap down, currently running in the 22nd position. Had a little bit of an issue this morning. Had to restart his PC after graphics screw up, as seem to blink in and out here on my screen, but trying to get himself in the right position here. Right now, he's got to get his lap back here first, and he's currently running 21st on the racetrack. Well, 22nd, actually. These guys continue to run around the racetrack here. We are on lap number 75, and we have 116 laps, 126 laps to go here from Daytona. So continuing to lead the brigade, it's Mosteller, Crawl, and Tucker. Take a look here at the stint length. I believe that's a miscue right here. There's no way these guys have run 67 laps. I'm on a tank of fuel. But Mosteller, Crawl, and Tucker all in the best position right now. Ignore the graphic there with the pit stop. These guys all came in on lap number 49. They're going to be in a good shape here. The earliest drivers that came down pit road, you've got Derek Slidell in the number 3. He last came down pit road on lap number 40. See him right there in the number 3 JBL Chevrolet. So he is now 36 laps here on this tank of fuel. We're thinking probably the next couple of laps we'll see the 3 peel on the pit road. And Zayden Cortinez also on that same strategy. He last came down pit road on lap 40. Along with Jordan Herring and Chase Mazlewski. Keep an eye on that left-hand side of the screen. It's now down to 2.7 seconds. I think it's a little game here played by this front three, but Andre Youngblood and Mitchell are the first three cars trying to work together to work their way up to this lead pack. Gavin Smith currently the final car on the lead lap. He is back in the 21st position. Him right there working with Jaden Mizell, Robbie DeVore, and the 51 of Nick Agricoli. Running 21st. He's the final car on the lead lap. Take a look at Daniel Mosteller there in the number 67. Led 27 laps here in this race. Chase Crawl's the driver that's led a lot of laps here. He's led 16, that number 88. Still riding behind Mosteller in second. All the way back to this second pack, and we'll see if they can get a sniff of the draft here. The last car in that line, I'm trying to who that is. I might need to pull up a little bit more. Michael Tucker in the number 20, but the last car in this pack currently is the number 42 of Brady Cooper. They continue to go around the racetrack here. It'll be lap number 79 next time by. Tucker continuing to peek his nose out of the number 20 Tide Chevrolet. You got Mason Gubick in the 27, Fireball Culberth in the 1. Those guys trying to find a way to get their lap back here. Get around this front three. We're kind of approaching the time now. You might be in the danger zone if you're a guy like Derek Skladell and Zayden Cortinez. These guys last came down pit road on lap 40. And this will be 40 laps next time by here on this stint of fuel. We'll see when those guys come down and go on to pit road for some tires and fuel. These guys had 9 sets of tires laying around in the pits, so that'll definitely be enough to finish this race. One thing that could completely throw a wrench into things, we got a caution here, and all these drivers will get back on the lead lap. It'll be a big break for guy if you're a driver like Robbie DeVore or Nick Agricoli. You're able to get your laps back on the outside of the racetrack. Gap now under 2 seconds with Condra, Youngblood, and Mitchell. Guys continue to peel down the bottom, and just like we talked about, here come the drivers that came down pit road on lap number 40. This is Skladell, Cortinez, Holland. One car sliding around, that's Zachariah Cartledge in the 61. Locked up his tires and spun at the entrance of pit road. He was another driver that came in on lap number 40. Another mistake there from the 61. These guys are coming down pit road here for service. Cortinez, Modzlewski, Holland, Skladell, Cartledge, and Sapien. And now here comes some more cars coming in. This is Gubick. Van Leer at contact with Jet Miller. Van Leer, Jet Miller, Ed Gubick, Diaz Gonzalez, Jenkins, Kelly. A whole host of others here coming in this time by. All this playing out, Elliott Condra and White Youngblood have caught this front three. They're now down to 1.2 seconds. We take a look at the last time the lap times. These guys are half a second faster compared to these front three. Faster 21348 said go Reed Holland. He just came down pit road here for some service. That last time by, George Hart, one of the drivers that stayed in that pack to set the fastest lap of the race at a 45.29, and he's coming down pit road now. The one that came in on lap number 40, he's going to come in here on lap number 83, and that's Braden Todd Cake on the 48 following suit right behind. Head back up front here. There's Cortinez in the 50. Mosseller, Krall, and Tucker all came down pit road on lap number 49. Condra, Youngblood, and Mateo Mitchell all came down pit road on lap number 45. They're going to be at a 4-lap disadvantage fuel-wise compared to our front three. Condra working here with the 42 of Brady Gubick. We've got a couple guys that have to come down pit road here for service. But currently the highest running that came down pit road that last time by is Zayden Cortines, and you see him right there, chilling behind the number 16 of Gavin Smith. About to approach 40 laps on fuel for Condra, Youngblood, and Mitchell. Guys are approaching 40 laps. And then Mosseller, who came down pit road on lap number 49, along with Krall and Tucker. Those guys can have a little bit extra fuel here in the tank as they lap the number 82 of Reed Holland. Holland still chilling around that outside line, trying to fall back in line. Mosseller, Krall, and Tucker still have control of this race. They're up by 1.3 seconds over Elliott Condra, White Youngblood, and Mateo Mitchell. And here they come peeling down pit road now. The 4 drivers that all work, they're all on the same team. Condra, Mitchell, Youngblood, and Aaron May. Now, May is a lap down, but they're all working together here, coming down pit road on lap number 86. Those guys stretched at 41 laps here on a tank of fuel. See how they cycle out during this green flag run. Aaron May is going to lead them off pit road. Condra right behind, like the 37. I'm trying to find White Youngblood on the screen. There he is. It looks like he had a slow pit stop there in the 37. He's going to lose pack touch with this main pack. It's a huge mistake there for the number 37 machine. So it's Mosseller, Krall, and Tucker still leading this race. You've got Colby Drake, who is falling right behind them. 54 car. Drake running in the 28th position. They're going to get around Mateo Mitchell here, the number 84. Put a side draft there with Austin Mitchell as he's going to blink out from my screen. Oh, we've got a crash right behind, I believe. There's the caution. That's Austin Mitchell in the 8. And also the 27. That is Mason Gubick that was involved. Our second caution of the day here on lap number 88. And that is a huge break if you're Elliott Condra and Mateo Mitchell, because now they're going to cycle out to the race lead. And a big break also for the drivers that are laps down. So now they can get their laps back. A very long green flag run here. And our second caution today here on lap number 88 involves Austin Mitchell. The 2023 Asphalt 500 champion. All right, let's take a look at what happened. All right, let's back this up just a little bit. We're going to go to Austin Mitchell, the number 8. We can find him on screen. I also saw the 27 go around. That was Mason Gubick. Let's see if we can find anything on this right here. Brady Gubic gets collected as well in the 42. Back this up just a little bit, and let's just see what happened. Let's watch the 16 of Gavin Smith. The 8 might have come down a little bit, or the 16 might have come up. It was kind of hard to tell because the 8 was blanking on my screen. The 27 is checking up as well. 42 gets into Fireball Culbreth. Sebastian Sapien's in the wall. Right in front of the field, and caution had to be thrown. Oh, wow. Sebastian Sapien just ran right into the 14 of Chase Monzalewski. He was coming down the track, but we're under caution here for just the second time. All right, as we head back to the race, Daniel Mosteller is the race leader, but he's going to have to come down pit road here for fuel. Looks like Condra, Mitchell, a couple of the guys all going to hop in on that strategy. You look at the cars coming down pit road this time by on lap number 90 after the caution with Austin Mitchell. Now this shakes out as these guys get ready to leave pit road. It looks like Elliot Condra in the 09 is going to win the race off pit road. Again, all these guys getting their laps back after the caution. It's a part of Rebel Valley rules, going to keep it consistent here with this big event. And it's a big break for a lot of these guys as well. Take a look here at the number 09 of Elliot Condra, who's going to take over the race lead for the first time today. We'll see if we can bring in some of these guys here for an interview and get their thoughts here so far. So if you guys are interested, head over to the interviews channel, and we'll get some interviews with some of these guys here during the race. You guys are here tuning in to the stream. If you guys want to head in for an interview, we'll go ahead and head over there. But if not, we can continue on. And Tucker and Spadell are now coming down pit road. It looks like we're going to get the 1-to-go signal here this time by. Got a lot of cars here trying to get their laps back. Zachariah Cartledge just said, my manager said I can stay till 5:30. We better end by then. Well, Zachariah, we're on a really good pace right now. I don't want to jinx you, but we are on a really good pace right now. These guys have done a really good job here. And that was just our second caution after 90 laps. And we had 2 full green flag pit cycles, and I'm hoping this continues on because this has been a fantastic race here so far. We've got a lot of mix of strategy involved. Clean racing for the most part. And I know it's going to ramp up in intensity once we get into the second half of this race, but awesome job here by these guys. Real Dad Gamer 24, how do you join races like this? So we'll post a link in the Discord in the chat for YouTube, but these races are normally hosted depending on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. It's really either one of those days. And my name is Ryan Wayne, and I'm the guy that normally hosts these races. We've got a couple admins as well that oversee things, but we run a mix of NASCAR stuff, and it normally happens every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's a 2-race event, so if you're interested in joining us, I'll send you a Discord link, and be glad to have you here to join the Rebel Valley community. All right, so after the caution, it's going to be Elliott Condra and Chase Crawl leading us down to the green flag. We're going to have 28 cars here on the lead lap when we go back to green. The pace car makes the hard left turn onto pit road. It's going to be Condra and Crawl, or Condra and Crawl leading us down. And we're back underway. That inside line is a little bit disjointed. Here comes the outside. That's Chase Crawl with help from Mateo Mitchell in the 84. It's a whole new race after the cautions. The field was spread apart after that long green flag run. And now we might see some new players here at the front. As the field completed that last time by Mateo Mitchell is going to go to the race lead, the 84. Representing the Eagle Scouts. He's up front here. And how about Zachariah Cartledge has worked his way up into the 4th spot. We've got a whole mix of strategies here. As Sammy V always said, hi Ryan, good to hear you call another race. I do appreciate that, Sammy. Glad to be here and host this big event here in the Asphalt 500. This has been a show here so far. These drivers have done a fantastic job, and I hope this can continue on as we have Mateo Mitchell leading this thing. Mitchell on the bottom, Youngblood as well. And here comes Cartledge with help from Derek Slidell. Now we saw Cartledge lead this thing after the first caution. And he also had help from the 3 of Skadell. How about Justin Lacayo with the 33? Involved on that crash early on in the race. He's got his laps back, and he's right back in the fight as he's the 3rd car on the outside. This field is shuffled up after that last caution involving Austin Mitchell and Gavin Smith. Got some new players here at the front. It's going to be lap 95 next time by. We haven't really seen 3 lines here so far in this race. We've seen some runs from the bottom, and then the outside line gets a surge. Strength of numbers right now is that bottom line. Lacayo's going to get a run here. See what Cartledge does. Is he going to stay on the bottom or is he going to go to the top? Oh, in contact with Michael Tucker and new leader. It's going to be Justin Lacayo in the 33. Lacayo trying to work with his Chevrolet teammate. That is Tucker in the number 20. Cartledge still on the bottom. Look at the sparks billowing out of these vehicles. Everyone mostly on the same playing ground right now. If you're Justin Lacayo, you might be in a little bit of a disadvantage. He last came down pit road on lap number 79. Take a look here on the screen. He last came down pit road on lap number 79. I'll tell you what, it's going to get interesting here. Top speed graphics said it best. Blood pressure is up. This is the part of the race where these guys start to ramp up the aggression. So we are near the halfway point of this 4th annual Asphalt 500. One car getting ready to get lapped. That's Jaden Mizell in the number 7. Field's going to work their way around him. Somebody we haven't talked a whole lot about today. That's Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez in the number 44. And Tucker going to make a slow block and block his advance. down to the bottom. And this is Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez. They call him Squeege. And he's going to squeeze his way toward the front here in that 44, the Chase Bank Chevrolet. He's got his friend Ruben Van Leer, the number 6, right behind, giving him a push. And then the guy that led the majority of that green flag stint earlier, Daniel Mosteller, has worked his way back into the top 5. I'll tell you what, Lieben Van Leer, excuse me, getting very close to that quarter panel, because here comes Mosteller again. The two that work together to work their way to the front, they're going to take charge again. Brawl and Mosteller to the front of this field. Got Chase Modzlewski as well in that Wyatt Blair Racing Chevrolet. That inside line with a little bit of a checkup, and here comes the run from Modzlewski in the 14. We're going to have a new leader here as we're about to approach the halfway point. Next lap, Chase Modzlewski to the lead, but here comes Cortinas. The dual winner from Monday night, Zayden Cortinas, is going to go to the inside. He's going to try to take over the race lead. He's led 4 laps here in this race, and he's got help from the man that dominated that early part of the race. That's Daniel Mosteller in the 87 or the 67 right behind. These drivers doing what they can at the moment. 2 by 2 by 2. Gordon Herring and Ed Gubick, it looks like they are off the racetrack as well. I do not see them on timing and scoring. We've got one car all the way up against the wall. That was, I believe that was Nolan Kelly in the 21. Now we've got Mitchell and Youngblood here on the outside. Davian Tobin's going to take over the race lead. 100 laps to go. And now next time it'll be 99. 99 laps to go here from Daytona. We are over 250 miles down here in this 4th annual Asphalt 500. The probability for a new winner here in Rebel Valley is definitely high, along with a driver who has never won this prestigious race. We've had 3 drivers win this Asphalt 500. Austin Mitchell in 2023. And we got a crash. That's Cagle in the 48. And we've got another crash here, and there's the caution. Lacayo's involved, along with Sebastian Sapien. Third caution of the day here on lap number 102. And it all started with the 48 of Braden Todd Cagle. He was the second car on that inside line. And it looks like he got turned, and then a chain reaction up ahead. A second incident, so we're going to have to go back and take a look at this. It's been a rough speed weeks for the 48 of Braden Todd Cagle. Involved in 2 wrecks in the duels and spun out here earlier on a green flag pit stop, and this is his second incident here just in this Asphalt 500. Let's take a look at what happened. All right, let's watch what happens to 48 of Braden Todd Cagle. He was the first car that spun around. See, he's clipping through the 65 of Davian Tobin. Did he get a bad... Yeah, it looks like a little bit of a bad push from Chase Modzlewski. that ended up turning him around. And then we saw an accordion effect up ahead involving the 33 of Justin Lacayo. Let me see if I can find him on my screen. And Sebastian Sapien. Change the camera right here. See, these guys are all checking up. There's Lacayo in the 33. That's the 27 of Mason Gubick. They were up ahead. Oh, wow. The 27 just flips that left rear of the 33. That sends him around. I'm not sure how Sebastian Sapien went around there at the number 5, but fortunately enough, this was not a huge incident. I think these guys will all be able to continue. And look at the 16 of Gavin Smith. Wow. Just narrowly avoids the 33 of Justin Lacayo. We are under caution here. The whole field came down pit road, so now everybody is on the same strategy. And Mateo Mitchell is going to win the race off pit road in that number 84. Gavin Smith, it's showing him as a leader, but I'm going to flip that back. All right, these guys continue to pace around under caution. Looks like we had a little bit of an incident in that second caution where drivers failed to listen to instructions and ended up taking out a couple of cars. Somebody in the Discord just mentioned that, so that's a tough break for some of those guys like Jordan Herring in the 72. I do not see him on the racetrack. Yep, looks like he's off the track. Ed Gubick is also off the track along with Charlie Birch. Robbie DeVore there on pit road, the number 57. Still in this thing. Again, if there's anybody that wants to get their thoughts here so far in this race, I will be in the interviews channel here very shortly. Josh Kenyon just said go Daniel Mosteller. He's still running in this thing and running in the 6th position after the cycle of pit stops. Did miss it a little bit just to review some footage. And now we've got the 20 of Joseph Tucker coming on to pit road here. Field is choosing. So the big winners there from that choose were Lieben Van Leer in the 6 and Aaron May in the number 10. Those guys just jumped up a bunch of spots here on the racetrack. They're going to be starting up on that outside line. I'll give you a rundown here so far of this field as we're pacing around under caution, and it would be 95 laps to go when we go back to green. Mateo Mitchell is currently our race leader, the number 84. He'll be restarting on the outside line here for this restart. You've got Wyatt Youngblood currently in 2nd. Chase Modzlewski is, well, actually, Zachariah Cartledge is 3rd. Chase Modzlewski is running 4th. Daniel Mosteller rounds out our top 5. You've got Lieben Van Leer in 6th. Aaron May, or Davian Tobin will be 7th. Aaron May will be 8th. Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez will be 9th. And Elliot Kandra will round out our top 10. Pace around after our 3rd caution of the day involving Justin Lacayo and Mason Gubick. We've got the race recap here so far from this race. Based on our 3rd caution, we've had 13 lead changes here, and Mateo Mitchell will be leading us down to green here with 95 to go. Here we go. Pace car makes the hard left turn onto pit road. And here we go. Back to racing here from Daytona. You can see from the spotter cam, these guys all trying to work together, but here comes Lieben Van Leer. Aaron May in the number 10 as well, pushing that number 6 to the lead, and Lieben Van Leer leads for the first time today. And now here comes Aaron May to the middle. Aaron May trying to go to the lead here for the first time. The New Bern, North Carolina native trying to work his way to the lead. He's got Chase Maslewski right behind the 14. Elliott Kandra as well, the number 09. And on the outside with the number 6 of Lieben Van Leer. Two by two by 10 rows back. May is going to lose some drafting help from the 14, but here's Lieben Van Leer at the line. He's going to continue to lead. What a shift in momentum. We saw the inside line was dominant early on, and now it looks like the outside line maybe have a little bit of an advantage. And looks like the 6 of Van Leer is going to block off the advance from the 09 of Elliott Kandra. Gavin Smith had a code brown moment in that last caution, and he's worked his way up into the top 5. You see him right there in the number 16. He's on the outside of Aaron May in the number 10. A little bit of contact there with May and Gavin Smith. These guys are going to be able to keep it together right now. The field's going to work their way. It's going to be lap 109 next time by. Reed Holland also back on the podium here, the number 82. 3 wide all the way in the back. That's Brady Gubick in the 42, Chase Crawl in the 88. We still have 31 cars on the lead lap and in contention to win the Asphalt 500. John Mitchell pulling for Mateo Mitchell here in the chat. Doing a nice job here, running P6. Trying to get his first career win here in Rebel Valley. Good spot right now as he's going to be hooked with the 10 of Aaron May, but it's Lieben Van Leer out front. A huge head of steam here from Aaron May and Mateo Mitchell, and Aaron May is going to lead his first lap of the Asphalt 500. Three cars working together here. May, Mitchell, and Youngblood are all working together. As boy, that was close right there with Van Leer and May. These guys continue to stay 2 by 2. Davian Tobin trying to get that third line to work in that number 65 Coca-Cola Chevrolet. See if he's got any dancing partners up there with him, but nobody's going to work with the 65. Now it's going to be Michael Tucker in the number 20. Going to fall back in line here. Still neck and neck up front, side by side. Definitely anticipating at least 1 or 2 more pit stops here to end this race if it stays green. We're here in the second half of the race, and you know the aggression is going to pick up. Tracks are going to get antsy, and that's when the big one strikes. So synonymous with these super speedway racetracks, the big one that could take out a majority of the cars and change this whole trajectory of the race. But Lieben Van Leer trying to have full control here as he's blocking both lines. Now the inside line with the surge as Chase Maslewski's going to fall back in the number 14. It's still in the hands of Lieben Van Leer. Now the top 7 cars all single file on that inside line. Here comes Zachariah Cartledge at number 61. He has not been afraid to stick his nose out and make some moves. He's not going to go to the outside here and get some help from the 14 of Chase Maslewski. Davian Tobin still trying to start that third line, that number 65 car. They're going to work their way around the number 33 of Justin Lacayo. Braden Todd Cagle's another driver that got spun on that last caution, trying to work his way back up into the podium. And back up front here, it's Lieben Van Leer still leading this thing. That Castrol Ford Mustang with a throwback that the number font is a tribute to Greg Biffle. Right up into the NASCAR Hall of Fame that we dearly miss after a tragic plane crash that killed him and his family. With thoughts and prayers to Greg Biffle and his family after a tragic event. And I know Lieben Van Leer, that number 6, wants to get a huge win here, driving that Greg Biffle number font and that number 6. He continues to pace this field around here at Daytona. Most of the field came down pit road on lap 103. A couple of guys came in for to top off on fuel. One of the guys was Michael Tucker, number 20. He last pit on lap 104, along with Chase Kroll. Those two guys came in on lap 104. Just some extra insurance. And we've got a new leader here. That's Zachariah Cartledge in the 61. Someone in chat, I believe it was him that messaged that he has to be in by 5:30 for work. And I know he's on a time crunch here. Florida native is going to work his way back to the race lead. The two Fords control the top 2 spots. Elliott Kandra in the 09 just waiting patiently right there. He's been in the top 10 pretty much this whole race. It's been a nice, steady drive for the driver of the 09 Napa Chevrolet. Also movement there in the back. I think it was Justin Lacayo in 33 that hit the outside wall of turn 1 as the field's going to work their way around him. It's mostly 2 by 2 by 2, all the way back here to Chase Ingram in the 01. The only driver on an alternate strategy right now is the number 54 of Colby Drake. He last pit on lap number 87. We should be seeing him come in very soon as these guys bottoming out there on the apron. Let's also give a call here to Sebastian Sapien in the number 5. He was involved in that third caution. Actually, he was involved, the second caution today involving Austin Mitchell. And he's worked his way back into the top 10. You see him right there in the HendrickCars.com Chevrolet. Jacksonville Beast, that is Jax Holder. Yeah, he was the guy that won the pole for this race. Unfortunately, was not able to make it. And that gave the pole to Jordan Herring. But I'm glad to see you watching, Jax, and see what happens here as we're approaching 80 laps to go here very soon. Top 6 cars are single file, all on that inside line. Got Modzlewski there on the outside. The number 14, the highest running of the Wyatt Blair Racing cars at the moment. So I have 35 cars here on the racetrack. Jordan Herring, Ed Gubick, Charlie Birch, and Bruce Dudley are all out of this race after contact. Oh, and that was almost a crash right there. That was Modzlewski and Mateo Mitchell. Very close call right there. After the bump traffic with the 84 and the 14. And now Mitchell is going to go up to that third line. He's going to leave Modzlewski out to dry. He's going to leave him in the sucker hole in the middle. Two rows of 3 wide here. Got Modzlewski in the middle. There's Sapien in the 5, and then Mateo Mitchell in the 84, still on that outside, with help from Wyatt Youngblood. Going through the middle, that's Braden Todd Cagle in the number 48. Oh, that's Rex Jenkins in the 87. What a save there. Wow, what a save by Rex Jenkins in the 87. I thought he was about to spin that around. Did an amazing job to keep that under control and stay in this lead pack. There he is right there. The precision setup shot forward. First time we've talked about him here in today's race, and right now it's showing that 18th position. You look at Zachariah Cartledge, though, out front. He's led 27 laps here in this Asphalt 500. And he has been prone to mistakes. Coming onto pit road, he has spun out twice. Coming down to pit road, and we are going to be at green flag pit stops if this race stays green. This driver's currently 17 laps on their fuel run. Most of the field came down pit road on lap 133, with the exception of Michael Tucker, Chase Crawl, and Colby Drake. There's Colby Drake right there in the mellow yellow Chevrolet, currently running in 20th. Driving and scoring has him last on pit road on lap 87. So 40 laps will put that at lap number 127. So we should be seeing him here on pit road probably next 7 to 10 laps. But outside of that, everyone else came down pit road on lap 103 or 104. Avian Tobin, the 65, trying to get that outside line to work. He's got help from Braden Todd Cagle in the 48. Got Michael Tucker as well in the 20, Trace Crawl in the 88, and Teo Mitchell in the 84. So the 5 cars there on that outside line. There's Tobin, the number 65. Went on a hot streak earlier in the year in Rebel Valley. Ended up winning 3 races in a row. But he's never won a super speedway race. What a way to get your first super speedway win here in this Asphalt 500. Trying to get that outside line to work as he's to the outside of Daniel Marcella. Right, 3 cars starting to pull away. Let's give a call here to Reed Holland at number 82. I talked to him before he registered for the race, and he mentioned that he just got his PC repaired. First time racing in a while. And he's a guy that we normally see on these super speedway tracks anyway, and doing an amazing job right now in that 3rd position. Let's give a call there to Reed Holland, up 6 spots here from the start of this race, and still hanging on that last spot in the podium. Got some more moving around the mid-pack area. These guys can stay double wide right now. Zachariah Cartledge continues to lead this thing in that number 61. Take a look at the TV follow cam right now. Front 4 cars, single file. That's Cortines trying to side draft off the 65 of Davian Tobin. Those two had an epic duel on Monday night, as those two were the two that decided who won the dual race. Cortines got his way in and won the dual race and start on the outside of the front row. We'll see if he can get 4 more spots here to get a win here in the Asphalt 500. Last car in that lead pack, that is Justin Lacayo into 33. Along with Jaden Mizell, the number 7. Now here comes that 3rd line, trying to form up. There's Tobin in his 65. Braden Todd Cagle trying to go through the middle there in the 48. If you're one of the guys in the med pack, it's kind of like a gridlock. Where are you going to go? How are you going to make your moves? I wonder if these guys run around the mid-pack, let's say if you're like a Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez, Aaron May, Mateo Mitchell, somebody like that, that's just kind of riding around mid-pack. Do you want to save some fuel here? You want to save some fuel, maybe have to have less of a pit stop here. That's their mindset here. They know that they're kind of gridlocked here at the moment with 75 laps to go. Looking at least 2 more pit stops as well if these guys can go 40 to 45 laps here on tank of fuel. with the surge. That's Davian Tobin in the number 65. He's got some help from the number 20 of Michael Tucker. Tucker has been in the top 3 or top 5. Basically been flirting around that for majority of the first part of this race. You also got Chase Crawl, who's working his way back up to the front as well, that number 88. Now Cartledge is going to block the outside. That's a big block right there on Davian Tobin, and you saw the accordion effect. It's like bumper cars. And now, here comes Tobin to the outside. Now Condra's going to push the number 61 of Zachariah Cartledge. Cartledge is holding up that inside line a little bit, and Condra just about lost it. And Cortinez around, along with Aaron May. Daniel Mosteller in the 67 was also collected, along with Jaden Mizell, Zayden Cortinez. There's Elliot Kandra in the 09. And our 4th caution today here on lap number 127. Back-to-back wrecks where we saw a checkup up front, and it just caused chaos right behind. I saw one car speed through pit road. I think that was the 10 of Aaron May that we saw that went all the way down pit road at full speed to avoid that. Cartledge, I'm hearing on a report, Cartledge is not too happy with the 09 of Elliot Kandra, excuse me. So we're going to take a look at what happened. This is our biggest crash of the day, and it's here on lap number 127. See if we can find the timestamp here. And let's see what happened. All right, it all started right here with the inside line. It was Zachariah Cartledge in the 61 and Elliot Kandra in the 09. Let's watch this at quarter speed. It looked like the 09 may have got some help from the 82 of Reed Holland. Cortinez gets up the track, and then Cortinez comes down, gets into Daniel Mosteller, which then sends him into Aaron May, the number 10. Mosteller gets turned again. Wow, look at it. That is that was a little bit of a netcode right there with Aaron May and Elliot Kandra. Guys continue to spin down the track. There's the 10 we were talking about. Mosteller involved. It's like Rex Jenkins got a piece of that as well in the 87. Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez in the 44. Those guys continue to slide down the racetrack. That'll put us under our fourth caution of the day. That's also Wyatt Blair in the number 38 that was also involved. And that'll bring out our 4th caution. All right, the field came down pit road here for service. That stop right there, we're pretty much guaranteed them only one more stop here the rest of the way. Davian Tobin won the race off pit road. And you see Tobin right there on the number 65, the Coca-Cola Chevrolet. Sorry about that camera switch. He's going to be leading this thing with Braden Todd Cagle in 2nd, Zachariah Cartledge in 3rd, Michael Tucker 4th, and then Austin iRacing. I believe that's Gavin Austin. I hope you're feeling better after that migraine. Your GOAT. Chase Crawl currently rounds out the final spot in the top 5 in that number 88 machine. And Reed Holland at 6th. You got Mateo Mitchell in 7th, Chase Modslewski 8th, Justin Lacayo 9th, and Derek Skladell, who we saw going through the grass in that last wreck, is going to round out our top 10. Nick Agricoli getting his laps back on the outside, the number 51, as we've got some more cars on pit road. That's Cortinez, Austin Mitchell, Lieben Van Leer, Rex Jenkins, Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez, Wyatt Blair, Nolan Kelly, and Jaden Mizell, all coming down pit road. Those were drivers that were all involved in that last crash in the trioval. We're an hour and 54 minutes here into this race. We're through 128 laps of the 4th annual Asphalt 500 as you take a look at race recap here so far as we're pacing around under caution. Davian Tobin is our race leader, and this is the first time we've seen the 65 here up front. Zachariah Cartledge just mentioned if I win this, I'm giving my manager Talia, make sure if I'm pronouncing that right, Talia, $50. And Leah just said I need my 50 bucks. So, hey, I tell you what, Zachariah's in a good spot. Right there in the 5th position. Field went to the choose. Davian Tobin chose the bottom. Michael Tucker will be on the outside here for this restart. Got 62 concurrent viewers here in this race, and I want to thank you all for coming in for this 4th annual Asphalt 500. This has honestly been a really good race. We've had a lot of great green flag racing. We've had 2 green flag pit cycles, and it's all what you want to see here in this Asphalt 500. And the cherry on top would be a fantastic finish. Hopefully we'll get to see that here in the final 70 laps of this race. Not exactly sure what Zachariah Cartledge is doing, but see him right there in the number 61, the Monaco Zero Designs car. Currently running second. All right, so Davian Tobin out front. There's Cartledge in second. Braden Todd Cagle right now in 3rd place. After all the stuff he's been through today, he is sitting in the 3rd spot. You got Michael Tucker in 4th. Mateo Mitchell is now going to be up to 5th after the choose. So the pace car is about to make the hard left turn here onto pit road. Everyone in the field last came down on lap number 127, so they're all on the same strategy. One more pit stop here unless we get a bunch of chaos, and definitely going to expect it here with the number of laps left. 71 to go here from Daytona. We're back green. A huge jump here from that inside line. Braden Todd Cagle in the 48 has now worked his way into second. Cartledge back to 3rd. And look at the gap all the way back to Colby Drake in the number 54. That was one driver that was desperately needing a caution, and he got the caution he needed, and now he is on the same strategy as everybody else. Michael Tucker trying to make a move here. He's going to work with the 88 of Chase Crawl. Those two worked really well during that first green flag stint. And now here comes Cartledge to the outside. Look at the gap all the way back to Reed Holland. And we have not talked about Zachary McCaskey at all in that number 26. That Southern New Hampshire University Toyota. Another last-second entry into this race. Started all the way at the back, and here he is running in ninth. That was a lot during this first part of the race, and that's the first time we've seen him in the top 10 here today. As here comes Zachariah Cartledge to the race lead. Close call there as he's going to cut right in front of 65 of Davian Tobin. Next time by 69 laps to go here from the Asphalt 500. Two by two, all the way back to Derek Spadell in that number 3. We've got 5 rows of 2, but Michael Tucker gonna go for the race lead on the outside. Chase Crawl right behind him in the 88. I know he's one of the drivers that was really looking forward to possibly winning this Asphalt 500. Repping for Team RGR. Now in that second spot. Mateo Mitchell in the 84 now at the first car on that outside with help from the White Glove Racing Machine Chase Marzalewski. Against the fence, that was Mason Gubick in the 27. Gonna fall back in line behind the number 54 of Colby Drake. As we head back up front, here comes Cartledge on the outside. Looking from the rear, the number 20 of Michael Tucker. These shoves are just going to get harder and harder as we approach the tail end of this race. Take a look at this field right now. We've got 30 cars all in this lead pack together. Tucker, Ball, Tobin, Cagle, Holland. That's your top 5 here. It'll be 66 laps to go here from the Asphalt 500. Drake in a 54, a newcomer here in this series, is going to work his way to the outside line, try to be that first car. Carlos is going to get stuck 3 wide here. The tail end of that outside line, and he's going to be in a very bad spot. Looking to just continue the hemorrhage positions here on the racetrack. There's Jet Mill in the 00. Right behind the number 8 of Austin Mitchell. We have not seen Austin up front a whole lot here today. He's also another driver that's just kind of dealt with some things. Had a crash in the second caution today with Gavin Smith. And here he is side by side here with Jet Miller. Is Miller sideways there at the time ride. I think most of these drivers content right now to stay on that bottom line. A couple guys still trying to jump up top to work their way toward the front of this pack, and we saw Lieben Van Leer led a couple laps here in this race. See him right there, the number 6. He's led 7 laps of this Asphalt 500. Boy, I'll tell you what, it's just getting intense right now. That was almost the big one with Lieben Van Leer and Chase Mazelewski. That's Mateo Mitchell you saw in the number 84. That's that, in that third line. But Michael Tucker out front. Now you see Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez. He's currently a lap down to that number 44. If he gets a caution here, this will be a big break for him. He's trying to get his lap back the hard way, and that's the lap to get ahead of the leaders. But to him, he's the 6th car in line, still trying to get his lap back. He's running in 33rd position. Our biggest mover here so far is Braden Todd Cagle, and it's number 48. He's up 34 spots from the start of this race. Currently in that 4th position right now. And look at the shove from Diaz-Gonzalez. Everyone right now seems like to be pretty content riding that bottom line, unless you're Chase Mazelewski. Strength in numbers right now with that inside line all the way back to Zachary McCaskey in the number 26. We've got 30 cars still in this lead pack. Michael Tucker on that number 20 continues to lead. Next time by, it'll be 61 laps to go here from the Asphalt 500. A lot of swerving around right now with these guys. I saw Colby Drake was teetering back and forth that number 54. Number 7 here on the screen, but he was teetering back and forth there. There's Daniel Mosteller, who got collected in that last caution. He's back in the top 10. He's going to work his way around the number 27 of Mason Gubik. Mason in 17R just said that Kegel boy can drive some pixels. Well, it's right there in fourth. It's the guy that just joined in here, and look at everybody right now just funneling to that inside line, except for Daniel Mostello in the 87 or 67. I keep saying 87, but number 67. Now Lieben Van Leer is going to jump up to the top. White Youngblood changing lanes right there in the number 37. Unknown MZ3WW just said, who won this race last year? Last year's race had a very controversial finish. We had Daniel Mosteller and Michael Mitchum. They were door banging at the start-finish line. Mitchum forced Mosteller to a little bit of the yellow line. And after ruling from admins, Daniel Mosteller was credited with the win. And you see Mosteller right there, number 67. He is our reigning champ of this race and trying to go back-to-back in that number 67. He currently runs in that 6th position. Davian Tobin all the way down to the apron, and that's 65. Like trying to pop out of line and not like what he saw up front. He is with a close call there with Gavin Smith and Derek Slodell. Chase Crawl, that number 88, is now going to work his way over to the race lead. Mind, Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez is not on the lead lap. He's the first car lap down. He's got to go down to the bottom to work with Daniel Mosteller. This trio was amazing in that first green flag run. They worked their way to the front and held the top 3 positions, and they're all together here once again on the bottom. Got one car they're catching up to. That is a single car. That's Brady Gubick in the 42. That'll put him a lap down. I say lap him, it'll be 31 cars on the lead lap. Look at this field. Just single file right now. You're currently 16 laps into this fuel run. These guys are just trying to bide their time. They know, I mean... Oh, we got some contact. That's Spadell in the 3, Fireball Colbert in the 1. It looked like the 1 might have forced the 3 below that double yellow line. Well, the admins will have to take a look at, but this field continues on. Cartledge with a big block there in front of Mateo Mitchell. Everyone's setting themselves up here for the long run. Next time by, it'll be 56 laps to go. You've got Chase Crawl out front in that number 88. He's done a great job here in this race. He's led 20 laps in that number 88 Flow Racing Chevrolet. And the guys that just recently joined back in this Rebel Valley community make some amazing paint schemes, as you saw right there in that 88. Find some of the scenes that you see on the track and trying to get that nice matte black and red number 88 in victory lane. For I believe only the 3rd time in his Rebel Valley career. A lot of this field spread out right now. Got some Chase Crawl fans in the chat as well. Up 29 spots here from the start of this race, and trying to stay there as we have now 55 laps to go here in the Asphalt 500. Robbie DeVore just said best Asphalt 500 yet. Well, I'll tell you what, man, this has been a fantastic race. I'm not going to lie to you. These guys have been outstanding, and we'll see if this continues on. We will definitely leave with one green flag pit stop. Right now we're on lap 146 here of this race. Everyone came down pit road on lap number 127, with the exception of Austin Danbury on lap 128. We've got some movement in the back, around 13th. That's Danbury, who I just mentioned. You've also got White Youngblood in the 37, Mateo Mitchell in the 84. Got Aaron May, who is the caboose in this train, in that number 10. He's currently 21st. You see a check up there with the 01 of Chase Ingram. We also got Chet Miller, the number 00, who's going to work his way back into the pack. These guys really not content to make any moves right now. That we didn't know a green flag pit stop is probably going to be looming here. And staying on the bottom. Danbury's still trying to make that outside line work. He's not going to have any dancing partners on that outside. He's just going to be the lone wolf right there. That number 13, Chipotle Ford. Take a look at the manufacturer disparity right now in this field. I mean, look at all the Chevrolet bow ties right now in this top 10. 8 of this current top 10 all running Chevrolets. Most of the Toyotas have had problems, and the highest running one right now is that number 37 of Wyatt Youngblood, earning the 12th position. This field continues to mind their business right now. We've gone 22 laps here on this green flag run. Well, excuse me, 22 laps since their last pit stop. Crawl in the 88. There's Mostello in the 67. Tucker in the 20. Cagle in the 48. We've got 2 cars that are approaching here for our leaders. That's Nolan Kelly in the 21 and Nick Agricoli in the 51. They're going to do the gesture here and stay on that outside line. Everyone funneling to that inside line, trying to stay in a single file line. A single file line all the way back to 28th place here with Sebastian Sapien. Right now, it's Chase Crawl out front, as next time by, we'll have 50 laps remaining here in the Asphalt 500. We're 2 hours and 13 minutes here in this Asphalt 500. We still have 50 more laps to go to decide a winner. Take a look at our biggest movers here so far from the start of this race. Robbie DeVore, the ex-admin here of Rebel Valley. I really missed this. Can't believe you guys held on to the community while it went off. Hey, I do appreciate it, Robbie. This was something that we really enjoyed, and I know the community is looking forward to this. And I do want to appreciate you coming back here, and I hope to have you back here soon. I know Mansfield Speedway has been top of your priority, and I understand, but we're glad to have you back, man, and I'm glad you're enjoying this race. Since we're not seeing a whole lot of action right now, let's go ahead and crank this up. Let's turn on the wall cams and let's hear the noise of these engines going around the track. Chase Crawl still out front. We had some guys try to make that outside line work. That was Chase Modzlewski in the 14. But they weren't having any of it. Now we've got Lieben Van Leer in the 6, Joshua Fireball Colberth in the 1. And you've got the 27 of Mason Gubick. Do appreciate that, Robbie. But right now, you've got Chase Crawl in the 88. You've got Mosteller in the 67. Tucker in the 20. As they're approaching here on... that's Derek Spadell in the 53. MC Motorsports, 63 drivers, or 63 viewers here watching these last 45 laps of this race. And boy, you guys are going to be tuned in for a great one here. These 45 laps, if they continue to go, this is going to be really quick. These guys have done a great job here in this race. We've only been paced around the caution flag for 4 times here in this race. And next time by, 45 laps remain here from the Asphalt 500. And I believe the 3 Gubicks, unknown, yes, the 3 Gubicks are related. I'm pretty sure they all run similar paint schemes. Mount Pleasant Booking Solutions, something like that. But I'm pretty sure they're all related. First time in Asphalt 500 history we've had 3 relatives in the same race. And there's Fireball in the 1. I believe Fireball Colberth also worked with them. They have the same base paint scheme as the 27 of Mason Gubick. And Rex Jenkins, that was a checkup right there with Rex Jenkins in the 87. But these guys continue on. Let's take a look at the stint length here. These guys last came down pit road, lap 20. So we are now on 28 laps since their last pit stop. Should be seeing pit stops here the next 12 to 15 laps. And this will sure be the final pit stop of the race. So this is going to be wildly important for all of these drivers to get onto pit road, get back on track, and work together. One more stop here the rest of the way. Not surprised Austin Danbury's pushing the pace. He was the only driver that came down pit road a lap later than the rest of the field to get an extra lap of fuel. So he's definitely pushing the pace around now on the outside. As he's side by side here with Tobin. And his next person will be Gavin Smith in the 16. You saw that? Oh, we've got a crash. That's Davian Tobin. That is a hit of the inside wall, and there's the caution. More cars spinning around. That's Austin Danbury, Elliott Kandra, Mason Gubick, who we just talked about on the broadcast, along with Rex Jenkins. And that's caution number 5 here on lap 158. That is heavy damage on Mason Gubick's machine. I believe his Asphalt 500 chances have exploded. And I don't know if this 27 is going to be able to continue. That is heavy front-end damage on Mason Gubick's car. Second time we've had a crash at the entrance pit road. Let's take a look what happened. All right, so the first crash involved the number 65 of Davian Tobin. You see him right there, the number 65. He was the first car that we saw crash. We're going to change this camera view as well because the sun is just beaming on this racetrack. Go to TV follow cam. Might have been some help from White Youngblood into the 13, which sends him into the number 65 of Davian Tobin. The 13 is going to come back up the racetrack. Watch this hit right here for Tobin. Hard in that inside wall, and you see it looks like Aaron May gets collected. He gets into the number 09 of Elliott Kandra. See how did the 27 of Mason Gubick get collected here? You see him. Oh wow, the 1 of Fireball Colberth just drove into the back of Henschel. Gubick gets into the number 29 of Henschel as well. Danbury in the 13. There's the contact with Rex Jenkins, and Wow, just slams right into the passenger side of Elliott Kandra. We'll get to pit stops in a second. Let's get another look at this real quick. Let's watch Mason Gubick with the chase cam. Heavy damage right there, and that's going to bring out our 5th caution. All right, so after the pit stops, Daniel Mosteller is going to take over the race lead. Wanted to go over that replay real quick. So Mosteller is going to take over the race lead here, the number 8 on the number 67. This caution comes at a very interesting time as well. We talked about the fuel window being between 40 to 45 laps, and you already see it right now with the 67 of Mosteller saving fuel on the apron of the racetrack. I think it's something most of the field's probably going to do. There's Jet Miller in the 00, Cagle in the 48. So this will be an interesting call right here. Let's see who comes down pit road to maybe top off on fuel, or if they're going to stay on the racetrack. Field is working their way to the choose. Mosteller will be leading the way. We've got a couple guys on pit road. We've got Sebastian Sapien here in the number 5. He's coming down here on lap number 160 to top off. We've got Nolan Kelly, who's also in the pits. There's Elliott Kandra, Rex Jenkins, who got collected in that wreck. He's on pit road. Take a look at this field. I mean, this is definitely fuel-saving mode right now for these guys. Next time by, it'll be 40 laps to go here in this Asphalt 500. You see most of this field right now, that inside line, trying to save as much fuel as they can. And keep in mind, there's only one green-white checkered here in this race. One green-white checkered. It's the rules here in Revel Valley. And that's how it's going to... Oh, we got a crash here under caution. That was Derek Skladell in the number 3. I'm not exactly sure what just happened right there, but he is around here on the backstretch. That's going to be a tough break for him. And we're being told a possible EOL for Youngblood in the 37 for causing the accident with that last caution with Austin Danbury. All right, it's time to buckle up those seatbelts. We might be in a fuel conservation race here when we go back to green. Next time by, there will only be 40 laps to go here in the Asphalt 500. The field works their way into the triangle. Mosteller and Mitchell lead us down, and we're back underway here at Daytona. We've already got 3 wide up front. That's Gavin Smith in the 16. Everyone's still chasing the number 67 of Daniel Mosteller, trying to become the first repeat winner. Trying to be the first repeat winner of the Asphalt 500. He won this race last year in a controversial finish with Michael Mitchum. He's in the best spot right now. We're approaching lap 162. Here comes Cutledge. Cartledge now to the bottom of the racetrack to block the 67 of Daniel Mosteller. And he had some help for 33 of Justin McConnell. We're at the point of the race. Some guys might be fuel saving. Some guys are going to be going for it. But when you've got a trophy and money on the line, these guys are going to go all in, especially if you're trying to get this your first career win here in Rebel Valley. Here comes Justin Lacayo. What a push from Mateo Mitchell. Justin Lacayo to the lead. Running a Dale Earnhardt throwback and at number 3, Nicomobile Chevrolet. Justin Lacayo is going to lead his first laps of the Asphalt 500. Lacayo's another Florida native from Miami, Florida. Actually posted a picture in the Rebel Valley Discord yesterday about him driving past the real-life Daytona International Speedway. And how special would it be for him to get his first career win at essentially one of his home racetracks in Florida. Down to the inside line. Here comes, is that Gavin Smith in the 16? Gavin Smith. The TJ Hanley designed Chevrolet going to the lead. And now Aaron May with a side draft off the number 16 of Gavin Smith. Derek Slidell, who we saw spun under caution. He spun under caution. And here he is up front. Right there in second place. Aaron May in that number 10 out front. There's Slidell in second. Field still 2 by 2 by 2. We have 25 cars here in this lead pack right now. Aaron May trying to win his 6th career race here in Rebel Valley. The guy behind him trying to get his first. Top Speed Graphics cheering for the number 37 of Wyatt Youngblood. Here he is on the outside, trying to get to the outside of Aaron May here in the number 10. And he has help from the 48 of Braden Todd Cagle, who was a last-second entry to get in, along with the 26 of Zachary McCaskey, who's right behind him. Two by 2 by 2, all the way back into the 22nd position, or 23rd position. Youngblood now going to go from the top to the bottom. Move from the top shelf to the bottom shelf. He's going to hold on to it as you take a look at the rear view from the number 37 machine. He's got Aaron May all over him. And now here comes the 2 drivers that were last-second entries to get in. Braden Todd Cagle and Zachary McCaskey. They're trying to go to the lead. Oh, and there's the crash. That's Aaron May in the 10, Colby Drake in the 54, Gavin Smith in the 16. This is the big one. Hard in the wall goes Gavin Smith. Mateo Mitchell also involved in the 84. That's Jaden Mizell in the 7. I see Wyatt Blair in the 38. And the Asphalt 500 for Gavin Smith is going to come to an end as he smacked that inside wall in the backstretch. Right front crinkled on the number 84 Eagle Scouts Ford of Mateo Mitchell. Take a look what happened. All right, Colby Drake in the number 54. Chase Maslewski's not happy at all. I'm not exactly sure what happened. We'll have to take a look back at it. So he got removed for no reason. Let's look back at the chase view and just see what happened right here. I'm going to back this up just a little bit. Wow, that was interesting. Back it up again. Oh, netcode. 100% netcode. Colby Drake hits the wall, and there's Gavin Smith in the 16. Back it up again. See right here. Yeah, that is 100% netcode. Sends Colby Drake into the wall, which he comes down right in front of Jaden Mizell. Gavin Smith in the 16 looks like he had some contact, and you see he's going to get sent again by Mateo Mitchell in the 84. A couple of guys trying to avoid. There's Daniel Mosteller in the number 67. This 16 is just going to pound that inside wall, and you hear the engine explode right after he did that. All right, we're pacing around under caution here. Our sixth caution of the day on lap number 168. We've got a couple cars here coming onto pit road. We've got Wyatt Youngblood, Derek Skladell. Guys are all coming down pit road now to ensure they have enough fuel to go the rest of the way, just in case we get a green-white checkered. Take a look at the field right now. This is the last pit stop time for the guys currently in this race. So Zachary McCassie, last pit on lap number 158. He is currently leading this race. First time we've seen him up front here today. The Southern New Hampshire University Toyota, driving for Austin Mitchell Racing. Trying to get his first career win here in Rebel Valley. In fact, the top four right now all trying to get their first career win. You've got Reed Holland in the number 82, running in second. Nolan Kelly, who is running in third, and that Johnston Builders Ford. Zachariah Cartledge currently running in fourth, and then Daniel Mosteller will round out our top five. You've got another McDonald's car. We have not talked much about Chase Ingram here today. It's been kind of mired toward the back of the pack, but the highest we've seen him, currently running in the sixth position. Chase Crawl in seventh, Michael Tucker is eighth, Austin Danbury ninth, and Wyatt Youngblood will round out our top 10. Now, Wyatt Youngblood is the first driver off of pit road that pitted just this recent caution. We know for sure he's going to be good on fuel to make it the rest of the way. The question is, what is it going to be like for the top 9 cars that are currently in this running order? Youngblood on down have all pitted on lap number 167. Here comes Kelly to pit road now, so he will give up that fourth position as we come to the choose. Big winner in that choose was Wyatt Youngblood. He jumped up from 11th. Excuse me, jumped up all the way up from 10th. All the way into 4th from the choose. And he is the first car off of pit road that pitted on lap number 167. The next closest car is Derek Skladell in the number 3, the JBL Chevrolet. He's right behind him. Next time by, it'll be 31 laps to go here in the Asphalt 500. We've got a lot of cars here out of this race. I mean, the aggression has picked up for sure. And we've got a bunch of cars now that are out of this race. You take a look here on timing and scoring. I have, what, 25 cars on the track? Gavin Smith's done. Colby Drake is on pit road. Check on Rex Jenkins. He is still in this race. I heard Chase Motzlewski was removed. We'll have to go back and see what happened with that. But for right now, it is McCassie and Reed Holland, 2 drivers that have never won here in Rebel Valley. Talk about Daytona being a track where anybody can win. And with 31 laps to go, we're about to decide who wins this 4th annual Asphalt 500. Got a Florida 500 winner, Kai Collymore, currently in the chat. And next time by, 31 laps to go. McCassie and Holland up front. Let's see how this all ends up after our 6th caution of the day. Back underway here at Daytona. We are in the final portion of this race, and it is go time for these drivers. If you pit it on lap 158, you might be in a little bit of a question mark here to make it the rest of the way. And that's the case right now for McCaskey, Holland, Cartledge, and Mosteller, and Chase Ingram for that matter. The top 5 all stayed out. Bobby DeVore said, I don't want to steal your thunder, but I could call last leg with you. If we do get another caution, which I probably think we will, I'll get you in the booth and make sure everything is set up right. I need to head over to interviews channel since that's what I set the Discord chat for, but we'll head over to interviews if we get another caution. Look at the line shuffling now. It is go time. The final 30 laps here of this race. Side by side. Here comes Reed Holler. He's got his company's car, or excuse me, his company on the paint scheme of that number 82 Chevrolet. And he's trying to win his first race. He's on the outside with help from Daniel Mosteller. The 79-time winner here in Rebel Valley trying to reach win number 80. Here he comes to the bottom. Daniel Mosteller side by side with the 82 of Reed Holland. He's going to have no help on that bottom because White Youngblood's going to push the 82. 3 wide right behind. That's Chase Ingram in the 01. He's going to get split on the inside line. Reed Holland in the prime position right now. This field continues to shuffle around. This is anybody's race here with 29 to go. Now the third line trying to start. That's Chase Crawl in the 88 with Michael Tucker in the 20. Justin McKyle also trying to join in as well in the 33. But these guys are bobbing and weaving. Here comes Mosteller. Solid momentum on the middle, and now he's going to work with White Youngblood in the 37. Three rows of 3 wide. We did not see this earlier in the race. You can just feel the electricity has just picked up here in this race. A wreck could happen at any moment. These guys trying to stay in the strap, trying to position themselves the best way they can to win this 4th annual Asphalt 500. Cartledge trying to side draft in the middle. Close call there with Derek Sklodell and the number 88 of Chase Crawl as the field works the start-finish line. 27 laps to go. We have 24 cars, 25 cars, all the way back to Davey and Tobin, the last car in this pack that all have a chance to win this race. And now we might be 3 wide here for the lead. "27 laps to go, and now Daniel Mosteller, just like we saw in that second stint of the race. Mosteller, Crawl, Tucker, all working together on that outside line, trying to take control of the race. Here comes Mosteller. You see these cars getting antsy out the end of the corner. Just the pushes are starting to get more intense. And Daniel Mosteller to the lead. Tucker going to cut in front of the number 82 of Reed Holland. And these guys keep it together for 26 more laps. Marty Schmela, MC Motorsport, says something wild's got to happen for anyone not named Mosteller or Crawl to win. And I might have to agree with you there, Marty. I feel like Mosteller and Crawl have been the 2 best cars here today. They've worked the best in the draft, and they've just had control of this race. This seems to be a formidable duo here, and maybe trio with Michael Tucker, because he's been right there with the 88 and the 67 all day long. So I might have to agree with you on that, Marty, but there's still 25 laps to go. And a lot can happen here in 25 laps. Mosteller, Crawl, and Tucker have been the class of the field. This trio has been the class of the field for the majority of this Asphalt 500. You see another line. That's the outside trying to work. That's Lieben Van Leer in the number 6. The question is, does Mosteller, Crawl, and Tucker have enough fuel? They last pitted on lap number 158. would be 43 laps since their last pit stall if this race gets to the white flag. One guy in a good spot is Justin Lacayo in the 33. He last came down pit road on lap 167. He's the highest of the drivers that came in on lap 167. The next closest right now is Jaden Mizell in 7. My heart rate is beating out of my chest. I can't imagine what these drivers are feeling like right now. This is the final 24 laps here in the Asphalt 500, and you definitely don't want to miss it. We're setting up for the last stanza here in this Asphalt 500. Lieben Van Leer on the outside. Here comes McCaskey. He's going to pop out of line and try to get that outside line to work. .24 cars still on the lead lap here, all with a chance to win it. They got that outside line starting to make some moves. That's Justin Lacayo who's now going to jump up to the outside. We know he's good to go on fuel after putting on lap 167. Oh, in contact with McCaskey. That was a bad push. And that's going to be a big dent. Lacayo's in the wall. No caution yet. They're going to hang on to it. We're still green. Got some more cars trying to merge back into oncoming traffic, but we're still green for now. And look how that separated this field. Your McCaskey or Lacayo are basically looking for a caution at this point because now we've just got 6 cars on a single file line. You've got Mosteller, Krall, Tucker, Holland, Ingram, and Danbury. Hornet Gaming said, yes, go 7. Jaden Mizell, a driver who has never won here in Rebel Valley. He is caught back up with this pack. And now he's going to go to the outside. But he has no drafting help. Might have been a move made a little bit too soon with 21 laps to go. You see Mizell is probably going to fall all the way back to the tail end of this pack. And you take a look at what happened right there. We've got 21 cars still with a chance to win this thing. Nolan Kelly, Zachary McCaskey, and Justin Lacayo have all lost this main pack. So it's just 21 cars here in this pack with 21 to go. Odin Jump 2K said, pay these drivers to use the outside line. I'll tell you what, I definitely think they're trying for sure. But Daniel Mosteller pacing this field around the bottom of the racetrack. We have our Rebel Valley 20 to go here in the Asphalt 500. 181 laps down, 20 to go. .88 concurrent viewers right now here on this stream, watching what should be a fantastic final 20 laps here in the Asphalt 500. Daniel Mosteller has been the dominant man of the day in that number 67 Demos Chevrolet. Take a look at the lap sled. He has led a total of 53 of our 181 laps. And right behind him is another guy that has led some here today, and that's Chase Krall in the 88. He has led 33. You've got Michael Tucker in the 20 up to 3rd. He's led 12 laps. Reed Holland has led 1 lap. And Chase Ingram, first time we have seen him up front here in this race, started 35th. He's currently running in 5th. With a gain of 30 spots here. Everyone's staying congregated right now to that bottom line. It is like a train on the racetrack. Everyone's staying on that bottom of the racetrack. Demos is washing up just a little bit. Krall's going to stay in line behind the number 67. In these real-life superspeedway races, you normally see these guys stay single file. Normally moves are made with about 2 to go. But I think with this race, with a trophy on the line, you have to make your moves here very soon. Most of these fields staying on the inside. I did see one car jump to the outside. That is Zachariah Cartledge. And also, that is the number 10 of Aaron May, and that Exalta Chevrolet. It's going to follow right behind the 61. It's a bobbing and weaving right behind on the backstretch. Warren Game said 5 wide time. I don't think these guys have even made it 4 wide, but hey, if it happens, it happens. But you've also got a rule here. You cannot pass into that yellow line to advance your position. So we'll see how this plays out here, as next time by, it's going to be 17 laps to go here from Daytona. We saw that move on the outside from Jaden Mizell in number 7. He has dropped all the way to the tail end of this pack, as he's now back in 21st. Just an example of making a move just a little bit too early. Now, Cortines in the 50 and Derek Spadell in the 3 are now trying to start this second line here. There's only 5 cars there on that outside line. You've got Cortines, you've got Spadell, you've got Fireball Colbert in the 1, along with Mateo Mitchell in the 84, and also Jet Miller in the 00. If you're a driver running right now just outside this top 10, let's say or just inside the top 10, excuse me. What if you're like a Braden Todd Cagle, Austin Danbury, or a Lieben Van Leer? Do you want to go ahead and jump to this outside line, at least get something going here? You don't want to wait till the very last second and just diminish your chances of winning this race. That outside line starting to get some surge though with Zachariah Cartledge, as he had some contact from Derek Spadell. One car all the way on the apron of the racetrack trying to avoid, I'm trying to see who that is. That is the number 5 of Sebastian Sapien. To get around the number 54 of Colby Drake, another lap car ahead. For these drivers, that's the 65 of Davian Tobin. Top 6 are single file. Lieben Van Leer. Now trying to go through the middle here. Here comes Austin Danbury. He's going to jump to the outside with 15 to go. Braden Todd Cagle in the 48 trying to work with the number 6 of Lieben Van Leer. And right behind, that's Wyatt Youngblood making a move. Austin Danbury in the number 13 on the outside line, staying behind. Actually, excuse me, the first car on that outside line. Side by side here with Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez. Unknown said if they stay single file like this too long, there's no chance they're going to beat Demos. Well, we're seeing somebody making a move here with the 13 of Austin Danbury. But they're going to have enough time. Who is going to join that outside line? So get a charge here, the 67. Their way into the backstretch, and now going to the entrance of turn number 3, Daniel Mosteller, driver that ran the Florida 500. Just a fun fact, the top 3 drivers that are in this race all ran the Florida 500, and we're 3 wide here. That's Chase Ingram in the 01, put through the middle. That is a bad spot to be in if you're that 01 of Chase Ingram. He has no drafting partners right behind. Yes, he does. He's going to work with the 37 of Wyatt Youngblood. That leaves the 48 of Braden Todd Cagle on the outside all alone. Got to move out there on that 3rd line. There's Lieben Van Leer in the number 6, trying to push Austin Danbury to the front. Daniel Mosteller's had control of this race, and that number 67, trying to go for career win number 80. Outside line, though, starting to make some moves. They've now reached up to the 4th place car of Reed Holland. And now it's the 3rd place car of Michael Tucker. We'll see if Mosteller or Krall's going to make a move here to mark the top. Austin Danbury. Out of Kentucky, Austin Danbury to the lead. He set up that move with 15 to go, and he's going to get Lieben Van Leer with him. Here comes Van Leer. Lieben Van Leer, that number 6 to the inside now. He's going to get a shot from Mosteller. He went from the top shelf to the bottom shelf. And now, what's going to happen here with 12 to go? Now it does get interesting. You're right, no. Now it gets interesting. We've got the second line forming. Will we see a third line maybe trying to form up? But it's Lieben Van Leer out front with 11 laps to go. The Castrol Ford Mustang has gained 12 spots here from the start of this race. Trying to stay out front now. He's led 8 laps here in this Asphalt 500. Trying to lead 11 more laps here in this race. He's out front in front of Mosteller, Krall, Tucker, and Holland. I'll tell you what, that outside line has pretty much died. You saw Danbury was up there, and now he's dropped all the way back to 8th place. That's Ingram as well on the outside, along with, I believe, that is the 48 of Cagle and the 10 of Aaron May. And now Cortinez to the top. He's going to door the 44 of Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez. It's the risk versus reward. This is the final 10 laps of the Asphalt 500. You definitely want to take all the risks you can. You can reap the benefits later. See more risky moves now as we've got a third line trying to form. That's Aaron May and the number 10, that third line. There's only 3 cars up there. That's Cartledge, and then I believe that is Wyatt Blair in 38. 2 more lap cars up ahead for these leaders to navigate around. That's Zachary McCaskey and Nolan Kelly. As they work their way around the number 21 of Nolan Kelly, the top 7 cars all single file right now. Plus with the 01 of Ingram. Oh, he's going to get in the wall right behind the 21 of Kelly. And that's really going to cost the 01 of Chase Ingram. He drops to the last car in this pack. As you see the 26 all the way on the apron to avoid this. First car on the outside is now the number 48 of Braden Todd Cagle, trying to work his way to the front. Lieben Van Leer, though, controlling this thing in that Castrol Ford. I don't know, unknown. I think Krall is more willing to work with Massa. We saw earlier in the race that Krall was pushing that number 67, and he and Michael Tucker both worked really well together during that first green flag stint, as here comes Tucker on the outside. And now to the top, here comes Mosteller. That's going to leave the 6 of Lieben Van Leer out to dry. They saw the run forming on the outside, and Mosteller retakes the race lead. Next time at the stripe, it'll be 7 laps of racing to go here in the Asphalt 500. Chase Ingram in the 01 is off the pace, so we have 20 cars still in this lead pack, all with a chance to win the trophy. 7 laps remain here in this Asphalt 500. Mosteller, Krall, and Tucker holding that inside line. How about Braden Todd Cagle up to 4th, Cortinez in 5th. And now Van Leer going to go to the outside. There's Mosteller in the 67. They're going to work their way around the wounded car of Justin Lacayo in the 33. And also another question, did these guys who pitted on lap 158, did they have enough fuel to make it to the finish? They did do some fuel saving under some cautions, but we'll see how this plays out here as we have 6 laps to go here in the Asphalt 500. More shuffling right around outside the top 10. That was Wyatt Youngblood in the 37. There's Jade Mizell in the number 7 also on the outside. And now Reed Holland's going to go to the top. First time we've seen him make a move here to the outside line. We see a move here from Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez. There he goes on the outside with Wyatt Youngblood in the 37. The numbers right now might be that outside line, but here comes the surge on the bottom with Derek Spadell in the 3. We're going to send them off here. 5 laps to go here in this race. Can Daniel Mosteller be the first repeat champion of the Asphalt 500? 20 cars in this lead pack all the way back to Sebastian Sapien. And these guys make it around for 5 more laps around the track. This session started at 1:15 and the race went green at 2 o'clock. We are approaching this 3-hour window of this race. And we've had probably 6 cautions here in the Asphalt 500. And next time by, it'll be 4 laps to go for the driver number 87. 67. And Jaden Meisel's around the 7. And there's the caution. Jaden Meisel went around. And boy, this completely changes everything. This is going to probably be a green-white checkered. A little bit of beef here with the 38 of Wyatt Blair and the 54 of Colby Drake. Ugh. Time for a reset, guys. I mean, that completely changes everything, the whole complexion of this race. Caution flag is out after Jaden Meisel and the 7 went around. All right, I'm gonna head over to the interviews channel here, and we're gonna get a call here with Robbie DeVore as well. Robbie DeVore, how you doing there, man?
What's going on, Mr. Wayne? How are we?
I'll tell you what, this has been a fantastic race. I'm not going to lie to you. I've been very impressed with how these drivers have performed here today, and this is only our 7th caution. I mean, we had, I think, 18 or 19 in this race last year, so what an improvement from these drivers, and I can't wait to see what happens here for this, what should be the only green-white checker attempt for the race.
I tell you what, man, this has been top to bottom, front to back, best Asphalt 500 by a freaking landslide. Everybody driving smart, relatively clean. This has been a realistic race. We've been talking about it, shouting from the heavens, saying that this is the best one yet. So you put on a good broadcast. You got a bunch of people watching home, baby. 110 people. Ryan Wayne at the Speed Demon Network. Let's go, baby.
That is awesome. I've never had 110 viewers in one stream. So this is, I want to thank you all for tuning in. This is honestly been very heartwarming, and I appreciate y'all for this. This is awesome.
A lot of fun, man, coming down to it. So 1 overtime, that's all we're going to get here?
Yep, 1 green-white checker, normal Rebel Valley rules.
That's what I like to hear. Now, while we have a beat in the action here, Ryan Wayne, it's been a while since I've been up in the booth. If you wouldn't mind reminding me, how does overtime work here in the Asphalt 500?
Absolutely. So there's only 1 green-white checker attempt here in overtime, and it's going to stay green no matter what happens. Even if the whole field wrecks come into 2 to go, we're on the white flag. It's staying green no matter what. So these are going to be the final 2 laps here of this race.
No matter what, and going over the rules package here. So it is virtual. We don't have a double yellow line rule as we ran in the Asphalt media side of things. But tonight it's a little bit different. You cannot pass underneath the double yellow line for a win. Remember last year we had controversy because there was a little bit of a debacle at the start-finish line coming to the checkered flag. So what's the rules on that, Ryan?
Well, I'll tell you what, if you force somebody below the double yellow line, it's very likely going to be a penalty for you. So, I mean, if you're up front and you force somebody below the double yellow line, or if you pass somebody below that double yellow line, your chances of winning are going to go kaput.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of people that are grabbing the pitchforks and them torches and going to be lining up on the front doorstep of Ryan Wayne out there at Speed Demon Network, man. You're doing a fantastic job running this broadcast, nice and smooth, and we're going to have one of the best finishes in the Asphalt 500 history, baby. 4th round. Can you believe that?
It's hard to believe. This is the 4th race.
All right, so let's go through it here. It looks like Daniel Mosteller in the McDonald. By the way, can I go ahead and steal a little bit of your thunder and call this overtime with you, brother?
Oh, absolutely. If you need to step in, go ahead.
Let's go. You got this. I don't want to steal it all, but I definitely want to get my slice of the pie, buddy. You definitely, I got bit by the bug watching you do this, so thank you for the inspiration. Let's go through that top 10. It's that Chevy 67 and Daniel Mosteller. He's been leading for the last little stint we've had here. Chuck Crawl, the number 88 machine, right behind him. Michael Tucker, 3rd place in the Tide, 20, and the number 48, Braden Todd Cagle. And Zayden Cortina is going to round out your top 5. Derek Skladel Luigi Gonzalez, Wyatt Youngblood, Nick Agricoli. This guy was battling in the back with me. Multiple laps down, 5, 6, 7, 8 laps down. And now he finds himself just inside the top 10. And he's going to be lining up right in front of Reed Holland in the number 82 Power Sports machine.
And you've got Lieben Van Leer currently running 11th. You've got Jet Miller in 12th. Austin Danbury 13th. Aaron May 14th. And then Zachariah Cartledge will round out our top 15.
Believe we are, Ryan. If you can confirm, coming to the choose this time.
Absolutely. It looks like the field is going to do the choose this time. And interesting here, Krall and Mosteller are going to be on separate lines here for this restart.
Now, in that scenario, Ryan, you be racing. Which one of you have picked? I think Chuck Krall is going to be the biggest winner out of this. The bottom has seemed to be dominant, especially in the last little portion of this race.
Yeah, I really like where Chase Krall is right now on that inside line. He's going to have some help here from Michael Tucker. And we saw during that first green flag run, Tucker and Krall, along with Mosteller, were really the dominant forces. And they've been the dominant forces here today. But I'll tell you what, I really like where Chase Krall is at right now in that first spot on the inside line.
Yeah. Chevy owns the front row for the top 5, running that bow tie. Braden Cagle, the only one in that number 48 machine, that Dr. Pepper, oh no, that's the Cherry Diet Coke machine out there on the outside of number 2. That's the only Ford Mustang we got in the top 5. Zayden Cortinez back there running the blue oval. And our only Toyota, Wyatt Youngblood in the number 37 machine, currently scored in the 8th position.
Yeah, the Toyotas have been absolutely decimated here in this race, and there's only 2 Toyotas right now in the top 20 with Wyatt Youngblood in 9th and then Fireball Culbreth back in 17th. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out, but it's been Chevrolet dominance here in this Asphalt 500.
It's time to don your battle guard. We've only got a half a lap until we're going to get 2 laps to decide the winner of the 4th annual Asphalt 500. Daniel Mosteller coming off the controversial win last year. He's in that McDonald's machine on the outside of row number 1. He's looking to go back to back, and he wants to get it done naturally. On the inside, Chase Krall. Bottom line has been dominant. We're going to see if he can get the restart that he needs and the pushback behind him from his bow tie teammate in Michael Tucker. Ryan Wayne is going to come down to this. They're at a crawl, side by side, restart formation. This pace car is going to lead the racetrack.
And no matter what happens, the final 2 laps here of this Asphalt 500. Time to buckle up those seat belts and go in for our final 2 laps because this is about to be a hell of a show.
Pace car on pit lane, overtime. Speed Demon, 2 laps to go. Barney waves him off, 2 to go in the Asphalt 500.
And look at Daniel Mosteller, what a jump he had. He's going to jump down to the bottom line. He's going to work with the 88 and the 20.
It almost looked like Chuck Krall wanted that to happen, so maybe a little bit of cat and mouse, but running out of time. 48 machine, Braden Cagle on the outside is going to lead the run into turn number 2.
And Braden Cagle trying to get his first career win in Rebel Valley. What a way to do it if he pulls it off here in the Asphalt 500, but he's going to have some help from Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez.
Luigi, he's a crowd favorite. He's one of my favorites. I'm rooting for that guy. A little bit biased as we've got him shuffling 3 wide outside the top 20. Still at the tip of the spear is the McDonald's 6-7 of Daniel Mosteller headed out of turn number 4. This time by the white flag. Ryan, you go ahead and take us home, buddy.
All right, going to the tri-oval this time by Daniel Mosteller is going to lead the field. It's going to be the 1 lap to go here from Daytona. Mosteller has the lead right now. The outside line is pretty much tied with Braden Todd Cagle, as it's going to be a single file train on that inside line going into 1. What is Chase Krall's
in the
move?
back. Where does he go? Chuck Krall right there on the heels. He's got the push, the tied 20. Michael Tucker, he's been the sleeper, the dark horse, waiting on his opportunity to pounce, and he's running out of time. Ryan, there's only about a mile remaining as Mosteller leads him into turn 3 for the final time.
Yeah, Krall's in a bad spot. He's going to go to the top, though. Here comes Chase Krall. He's going to have help from Michael Tucker, and he's going to go to the lead. And they crash behind with Danbury.
Out of turn 4 for the final time, up into the wall. Tucker's going to use an elbow to the line. Krall's going to wreck. Who's going to get there? Stealing it on the outside. Zayden Cortinez wins your Asphalt 500. Ryan Wayne, can you believe it?
Where did he come from? Zayden Cortinez out of nowhere on the outside line. He's going to win the Asphalt 500. What a speed weeks this has been for the 50 car.
Ryan Wayne, we weren't even calling his number. The 50 snuck up on it and stole the candy from the baby and is going to take home the big check tonight. Zayden Cortinez is your Asphalt 500 champion. What a race and what a finish.
Hell of a job there by Zayden Cortines. This has been a perfect week for him. He won the dual race on Monday in a photo finish with Davian Tobin, and just around the same spot, he's going to steal it right at the end from Chase Crawl. Heartbreak there for Crawl as he was made a perfect move to get the race lead, but how about Zayden Cortines, man? Hell of a job by this number 50.
Zayden Cortines, what a drive, brother. Cortines scored as the race winner of your Asphalt 500. Michael Tucker almost had it. Reed Holland revving the engine next to him, showing his praise, giving him his flowers. Chuck Crawl, after spinning, could see the big, the trophy up in front of him, spun to the line, finished perpendicular to the wall, and Daniel Mosteller, who led almost every lap in the last 40 laps, finishes 5th place. Man, it changes so quick.
I'll tell you what, that caution with 3 to go completely threw a loop into things. And how about Zayden Cortines? I mean, he spun out earlier in this race, and what a hard-fought, resilient win for him. And what a way to get a major win here in Rebel Valley.
100% Ryan Wayne. Sometimes you got to dig deep. Sometimes you just got to saddle up and throw him over your shoulder, and that's exactly what Zayden Cortines did in the 50 tonight, and he's going to get to celebrate with all these virtual fans and everybody watching at home. Record-breaking here in the Speed Demon Network. Over 115 viewers at one time. Shout out to those guys. Don't forget to leave a like and comment and subscribe to this channel to watch. Hey, we got a bunch of features that are going to be coming up here on the Speed Demon Network.
I'll tell you what, man, this was the first ever feature race on the network, and I couldn't have asked for it to be any better. You had a hell of a finish, a hell of a race, and what a way to cap it off. And once again, congratulations to Zayden Cortines.
Congratulations to Zayden Cortines, indeed. Now, brother, are we going to get him into the chat here so we can get... Oh, do we have him yet?
Let me see. Let me go ahead and switch tabs. No, he's not in here yet. He's in the Hangout chat. You know what? We could probably do a extended post race here.
Yeah, while he's burning it down on the broadcast, Ryan, and we'll get Zayden Cortines in here in just a second. Can we show these viewers at home a replay of the finish there? That was a crazy, crazy finish. Wrecking, and then the 50 car snuck by on the outside to see the checkered flag.
Yeah, let's go back and take a look at this real quick. Let me go back to my last timestamp, and we'll take a look at it for sure.
Baby, weekend sweep. Let's go. Good for Cortines. Damn. Going to predict him as the dark horse, too. Let's go. That's what I'm saying, man. Sneaking around the outside for the win. Finish the race upside down. Unbelievable. Right. What an event. Here we go. Do we have it on screen, buddy?
Yeah, it's right here. Let's take a look. Yeah, great move here by Chase Crawl. Timed it perfectly. You see the wrecking behind. Wow. I have no words.
Man.
Let's back this up a little bit. Just get a better view of it.
Yeah. Yeah, take it back just a little bit. Man, what a move. Oh my gosh. Van Leer was wrecking, and then, oh, so close. So close. I'm a little bit delayed. I'm watching the broadcast too, so I know there's about a minute delay on that, but yeah. Dang. Ryan, what a finish.
Yeah, you couldn't have scripted that any better. I want to have to go back here at this wreck as well. I saw one car go upside down. I'm trying to figure out who that was. They were upside down at the entry of the tri-oval. Might have been the 13 of Austin Danbury. Yeah, that was
I mean, 13. At that point, they just look like specks out there. Could have been anybody, but let's not keep the Asphalt 500 champ waiting. We got to get him yapping out here. Zayden Cortines, do you have a copy? Zayden Cortines, you just took part in the best race I think that we have ever had for the Asphalt 500. Top to bottom, best race that we've had ever. And Zayden Cortines, you took it home by less than a fender, brother. And you did it. You were sneaky. You were swift, silent, and deadly. And you pick up the Asphalt 500 championship. Let's go, buddy. How you feeling? Congratulations.
Oh my God, it just feels amazing, man. I rarely even win any kind of races. And something like this race so big, it feels absolutely unbelievable, man. I'm just so thankful for everything. I'm absolutely grateful.
Dude, you earned it too.
Yeah, man. I won the duel. I swept the duel. So now sweeping like the whole thing feels like so awesome, man. I'm like, oh, it's like actually unbelievable. I got like tears in my eyes.
I'm so glad that we can give you that feeling, man, because, I mean, anybody else, when you spin in the beginning, you know that you're already backed up against the ropes. You kind of painted yourself in the corner, but you say you went after a brother, you sent it, and you came back, and you led the one lap that you needed to, man, and got yourself $150 too. How about that?
Yeah, man. I just don't know, man. It just all happened so quickly and all like so like of a sudden, man. It's just like amazing, man. And just to do this, it feels awesome, man. It's great.
That's awesome, man. Ryan, you got anything for our champ?
Well, Zayden, I must say, I think you probably had the best week of anybody here in Rebel Valley for this Asphalt 500. You pulled off a last-second maneuver to win the duel, and how about that? You pulled off a last-second win here in the Asphalt 500. Does everybody want to give a shout-out to before we head over to our next interview?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout-out to my family, you know. I'm just so grateful for them, like, paying for my iRacing and all that stuff, and then, like, my real-life racing career. And then I also want to say thank you to my, I want to shout out my boys from R2R Esports, like Derek Scaladle and Zechariah Cartledge, you know. And then I want to shout out you guys for just putting on this, like, amazing show, you know. It's just, like, so much effort goes into this, and it's just, like, great. Yeah, you too, Marty, you too. But yeah, I'm just so thankful for everyone and the fans as well. So, yeah.
Zayden Cortines, how about that? Unstoppable tonight. Hey, enjoy the victory and try not to party too hard, all right?
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Your Asphalt 500 champion, Zayden Cortines. Who we got next, Ryan Wayne?
Let's see if we can get Michael Tucker here in the chat. He finished second in this race.
Let's see if we can pull in Michael Tucker, man. What a race overall. Best one we've had, and the broadcast was clean as a whistle, man. Crispy. I gotta praise you, man, because you took this thing and ran with it. I basically abandoned you out there, and you just figured it out. You were thrown to the wolves, and you put together something marvelous. This is a crispy looking broadcast, and I could not be happier to know that this community is still thriving under the command of Ryan Wayne. How about that, man? This is awesome.
Absolutely, man. This was a blast to run, and this kind of been in the works for like a month and a half. I was talking with Austin Mitchell, Aaron May, Marty Schmela, and a couple other guys. I mean, this was kind of something I've had planned for a little while. The dual races didn't turn out kind of like I wanted. There was a little bit of a mess up there with how the format worked, but this Asphalt 500 just completely trumped the dual race for sure.
Yep, I 100%. And a lot of people that are watching at home or participating in these things don't quite understand how much effort it actually takes to put on a good broadcast, and all the way down from the overlays to your commentating abilities, to the interviews, to the introductions, to the Matt Tift cameo. Damn, dude, all you had to do was tell me. I could have had him do it for you.
That's all good.
You didn't have to pay for it on Cameo, man. But it's a wonderful, you're a conductor of an orchestra of sim speed, dude, and I'm so glad that our paths have crossed in our lives, and you've been able to really find your feet in this broadcasting thing, because you're one kick-ass broadcaster, man.
Absolutely appreciate it.
All right, who we got? We got Michael Tucker. Is Michael Tucker still yapping on the chat out there?
We can't get Michael Tucker. Let's get Reed Holland. I was impressed with him today. I think this is his first race back since getting his PC repaired, and I'll give a call here to Reed Holland, who came up third.
Yeah, Reed Holland finished in the third position. We're going to try to pull him in here real quick. That's actually who took me out of the race on lap 27. Reed Holland, he didn't do anything wrong. There was some net code in there, sent me up the wall, up into the wall. And I just wasn't able to recover, so I was lollygagging the entire race. So let's see if we can get Reed Holland in here. Anybody up here in the top 5? Yeah, we got him in here. He's muted. There we go.
He is.
All right, Reed Holland, walk away with the podium, man. P3, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, Ryan, I'm going to go ahead and let you take this one, brother.
All right, Reed, nice job tonight. You got your, this is your family company, right? Holland Propane, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, awesome job to get your, expose your company's brand out there, and talk us through your P3, because it seemed like you ran around the top 10, top 5 most of the day.
Yeah, I was, first of all, I just want to thank you guys for putting this on. This was a lot of fun. Thanks, Robbie, for coming back and doing this, and thank you to Ryan for putting this back on. But we started off a little slow, fell back, and got involved in a wreck, and we had to take a few wave rounds. But the last 80 laps, we lucked out with the cautions. I didn't have a team to work with, so the fuel stops, I don't think I had one good fuel stop. So to get the cautions at the time, so we didn't have to take another green fuel stop, really helped me out. And yeah, it was just good to come home third, not have anybody to work with, really proud of myself. And yeah, it was crazy at the end.
Well, I'll tell you what, you put yourself in a prime position to get that podium finish. And Robbie, is there anything else you want to say to Reed before we head over to the next person?
No, I mean, it's cool to see the guys that when I left town, I just went and got milk and I never came back. But we're working on being back here in this community. But when I left, man, Reed, you struggled. It didn't seem like you really you had to find yourself and really rally to get over that hump, it seemed like. And now, I mean, with a third place finish, you get yourself a couple bucks for iRacing. I mean, it's got to give you a little bit of momentum and motivate you to try harder for next time around, because like Zayden Cortinez won this thing. We had a bunch of new people up there in the top 10. I mean, anybody can win this race, and who knows, man, it could be for the 5th annual Asphalt 500, Reed Holland.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for that. And to come from last year, wrecked out with 20 laps to go, to finish in third place this year, just really happy and just grateful for the momentum we're carrying, and hopefully we'll be back next year.
Hey, that's Reed Holland, and the Holland Propane, is it 82, finishes in the 3rd spot. Congratulations to Mr. Reed Holland.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a good one.
All right, Ryan Wayne, what do we got? I came in here with no show notes or anything. What's your plan to close this thing out?
Let's get a couple more interviews in. These guys finished the race in a really good amount of time. They finished this in 3 hours. I was very impressed. So let's get a couple more interviews in. Let's talk to somebody that was on the flip side of the coin. Chase Crawl, who lost in a heartbreaker there in the Tri-Oval.
Yeah, I definitely want to hear his perspective. I mean, he was leading the thing. He had about a football field remaining, got spun and finished in that 4th spot. So I'll try to get Chase crawling here in just a sec.
Yeah, let's go call a couple of these guys. Oh, sorry about that. There's Chase Crawl.
Yeah, sorry, jumped in right there at the last second here. Hey, bud, you were so close to getting your first Asphalt 500 win, and it would have been a great one. It was a doozy of a finish. You had about a football field remaining, got spun, finished in the 4th spot. What could you have done? Is there anything else that you could have tried there to block and get that win?
To be honest, I think that that first tap that got me a little squirrely, sent me high. If I could have just blocked that better, none of that would have happened. But I think maybe I left him a little more room. I mean, it was a little questionable, like it was little net code, but I don't know. If he gave me a little more room, I think we could have dueled it out there. But either way, it was just such a good race. We put it together so well. I kind of established an alliance with Demos and Tucker there. Led about 100 laps together, but just didn't work out. It's kind of just tragic.
Yeah, I was going to ask on that restart there with 2 to go. You let him down in front of you. That was by design then, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. The whole thing, we planned it out. I mean, the whole goal was just to give it to one of us 3. We kind of sold that, but I think without that net code, I think one of us would have got it. But yeah, just kind of choked it there.
That's all right, buddy. There's always next time. There's always going to be another race for a Chase Crawl victory. While we have you on the horn, buddy, is there anybody that you want to shout out here that makes this possible for you?
Shout out everybody at RGR. I mean, shout out Demos. I had no idea. I didn't even know he was running this race to the full extent. Kind of had no plans to work with him, but it kind of just we all found each other and just kind of kept going with it. So shout out Tucker too. He's helping me. I know that kind of got a little messy at the end there, but he was somebody I had my eye on the whole race. I knew he was fast. I could work with him. Knew he'd push well. So yeah, thanks to everybody working with me. It's a great race. Thanks for broadcasting. That's it. Yeah.
All right, my guy, Chuck Crawl. Chase Crawl. Sorry, buddy. You're always Chuck to me, buddy.
No,
Finishes in the 4th spot. No money for old Crawl. Better luck next time, pal.
Yeah, take care.
See you, bud. Now, Ryan Wayne, I know we got probably a couple more interviews here. We're going to try to get some in, but, you know, with your broadcast that you have over here at Speed Demon Network, you have control of the YouTube sector, and I think it was on full display tonight with almost 120 people watching at one time, the finish of the 4th annual Asphalt 500. You know, I still got a little bit of street cred over there on TikTok or Twitch. My Facebook is pretty blown up, so I think that with the combination of both of us, we might be able to give this community a steady stream of sim racing throughout the week, and I really hope that we can collaborate more, because seeing what you did out here tonight and putting this show on for the Asphalt 500, it's really made me want to get back into it. I didn't realize how much I missed it and how much you guys meant to me, and just seeing you guys still out here getting after it is, man, so much fun to watch, and it's very inspiring. So thank you to everybody that's in this community that came out here and raced today and raced consistently with Ryan and kept this thing alive.
All right, I'm gonna interview people till about 5:30 and close it out. Let's see. I know Chase Singer requested an interview. He finished 13th. I'm gonna go over him right now. I want to give a good call to Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez coming home 6th. Jet Miller in his debut coming home 7th. Nice run for him. Slidell 8th. Aaron May 9th. And we saw Jaden Mizell, who wrecked in that caution, worked his way back up to 10th. So nice drive from him. But let's see if we can get an interview with maybe Daniel Mosteller or like the Luigi Diaz-Gonzalez.
Oh, we got Demos in here.
Oh, yeah. All right, Daniel Mosteller. This is Ryan Wayne in the booth. You got a copy?
Hello, hello.
All right, man. You were oh so close to becoming the first ever repeat winner of the Asphalt 500, but talk us to what happened right at the end with Chase Crawl.
Yeah, well, first off, us three, myself, Chase, and Michael, we all worked really well together. We kind of found that out. We found that out about like 80 laps into the race after that long green flag run. I think it was like 80 laps, I think. And we pulled away from the field, and we were really, really good. And I wanted to work with them. We were doing really good, and you know, we got separated a few times, but ultimately we found each other, and we really controlled that race, especially the last 25-ish laps. And on that green flag checkered, I mentioned to them, you know, if you guys want to go bottom, I'll pick the top on the restart and just drop down, and, you know, we can battle amongst ourselves. And unfortunately, I was not expecting them to make the move in the middle of 3 and 4, and I didn't want to do anything stupid to wreck them, and I just got myself shuffled, and unfortunately none of them won, which really sucked about our whole strategy, you know. I wanted one of us to win. We worked so well together, and it just didn't work out, unfortunately. But it is what it is. I had a lot of fun, though. It was a lot of fun with the green flag race and the strategy. Definitely one of the more fun 500s that I've raced in on the service.
That's outstanding to hear, man. I mean, anytime that we have Demos in here, I said it all last year when I was calling races for you. They know they're going to have to get through Demos to win this damn thing, and it was much the same this time around. So thanks for coming out and hanging out with the gang, and always being fun to watch. Almost got the win, and to close this thing out with you, buddy, go ahead and shout out who you need to shout out.
I want to thank you for broadcasting, Ryan, and you for being here, Robbie. I appreciate you guys a lot. Thanks to the admins for keeping everything in check, as always. Fun racing with everyone. Not winning sucks, but I had a lot of fun, and that's what's the most important thing about this. Having fun, having a good time with your friends. It's not all about winning, man. And you know, I'll remember this, definitely. I had a lot of fun, man. I had a lot of fun.
Well, we had a lot of fun watching you, man. That's Daniel Mosteller, who walks away with a top 5 in the number 6-7 machine.
All right. So I think I'm going to do 1 or 2 more interviews here for this race. Let's see. I know Chase Ingram requested an interview. He finished 13th, so let's see if we can drag him in real quick. All right, Chase Ingram, this is Ryan Wayne in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, we didn't really see you a whole lot up front. I know you've got a lot of your wins here in Rebel Valley on the super speedway tracks. I think you've got 7 super speedway wins. 7 or 12 wins come on super speedways. But talk us through what happened there toward the end. And I noticed you did finish P13 here in today's race.
So, well, I was at the front, but then I got held up by Nolan Kelly, who decides to not get out of the way when I cannot speak, when he is being lapped. So I lost the draft, and then the caution came out, but I was still too far back to be able to make my way back up to the lead.
Yeah, we saw you running around 5th or 6th most of the day, and looks like you're going to come home with a P13 finish. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Well, shout out you for putting this race on and also allowing me to race, even though I didn't make it in through the duel. And also Robbie. We love Robbie. Wait, Robbie, what happened that you couldn't finish the race?
Reed Holland got into me, but it was netcode set me up into the wall. I was like 8 laps down, and then I just started pussyfooting, to be honest with you. You know, I just didn't want to get back into it. I wasn't going to be competitive, so I was just watching, having a good time.
Well, yeah, thanks for putting this race on. I appreciate it, and hopefully I can maybe win the next one.
That's the spirit. Chase Ingram walks away with a 13th place finish in the 2026 Asphalt 500. Ryan Wayne, I think we got time for one more.
Let's see. We've got 3 drivers currently. Well, we've already just interviewed one of them. So we've got either Austin Danbury or Derek Skladell. Let's interview Austin Danbury, because I'm pretty sure he was the car that went upside down on that last lap. All right, Austin Danbury.
You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, buddy. Coming to the checkered flag. You were right in the mix in the eye of the storm, but you ended up, I believe, upside.
In my all on the final lap, just as what Cletus McFarland would say, I was just hot dogging through 3 and 4. And next thing I know, I just got turned, and then next thing I know, I was up in the air. I really did felt like Talladega Nights. And then next thing I know, when I got back on my wheels, I realized I was already past the finish line. Felt pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Like, if I were to go out in a wreck, I wanted to be second.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Go out with a bang. Why don't you, Mr. Danbury? Ran pretty good too. I mean, up until that very last incident there, you were pretty competitive. You stayed consistent, stayed true to your strategy, and worked with who you could. You found alliances along the way. But I want to get your perspective from someone that was right in the thick of it, man. What did you think of this race as a competitor?
Oh, it was hell. I'm not gonna lie. Like, once the green flag dropped, I was just trying and play it cool. There was people behind me, there was people beside me, and they all wanted to go. I really did just wanted to just go beyond the yellow and just lay low, but ultimately just kind of like persevered. I kind of did throw out my strategy because saw probably I think like 20 laps into the race, I was in the top 5, top 3 even, and then I got into a little mishap, got black flag for speeding on pit road, and just kind of like laid low for almost 3/4 of the race. Next thing I know, I got my laps back, and then I got back into my little groove, passing cars left and right, and it literally felt like my car was on jet fuel the way I was passing these cars. Kept getting good runs, and then next thing I know, I got turned, and thankfully only had a minute of repairs, and then just back on the track from the back in my 13 Chipotle car, and try to finish the race, which obviously, as you guys know, I had a little sliver of false hope getting back into that top 5, and then got trained out, and then ultimately finished it upside down.
Hey, what a way to go, though, bud. What a way to
Yeah.
go, you know? If you can't win them, take as many with you that you can, you know? Just take them all out.
I didn't mean to ruin anyone else's race. I had no control of my car, and then next thing I know, I was air traffic control on right next door to the track could have picked up my car.
Yeah.
Also,
No,
you were
it
just a
was fun
couple
to
feet
watch.
away from a 2007 Clint Boyer finish, where I remember Clint Boyer, the 07 Daytona 500, sliding down on his roof and going across the finish line. You were pretty damn close to that, but hey, I'm glad you had fun in here, man, and it's a good run from you.
Yeah, as soon as I was upside down, I was like, I'm really going to Clint Boyer it. I mean, I look up to him as one of my role models for racing, and I feel pretty honored to copy after his tracks.
Nice recall there, Ryan. Nice recall. That was fun.
Yeah, it's easy to remember. I mean, 07 and 07.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep, I was born in 2007.
Damn.
Yeah,
Parallels align.
this was also my first race back after like a year.
Same, dog. Same.
Yeah, I remember the first race I did, which was like the IndyCars at Auto Club, finished second after starting 35th. And
Yeah,
I was like, you know what? I got to come back, and I'm pretty sure I still got it. I think I still can.
Thank you so much for coming out and racing the Asphalt 500. What a show, and what a way to finish, man.
Yes, thank you for setting this all up. This all couldn't happen without you, Mr. Robbie.
Mr. Dan Barry. Thank you very much, Ryan Wayne. You did a phenomenal job, dude. You did a phenomenal job. You're on your way, buddy.
Yeah, a lot of work went into this. I'm not going to lie. It was like a month and a half. I was even stressing both in this morning, too, trying to get the starting lineup graphics together. But what a race. This was by far the best Asphalt 500 in series history, and I can't wait to see what, I don't know if next year we'll top it, because this one was fantastic.
Hey, never say never, buddy. Never say never, man. This was good. You had the broadcast completely dialed in. Your commentating was good. The energy was great all night. The drivers, they raced so good. This was like the most realistic full-length feature that we've ever had in the community. And it's all hats off to you, man, for putting everything on and making it look so beautiful. So congratulations to you man, you got some potential in this. You've got a real opportunity here, Mr. Ryan Wayne.
I thank you. Appreciate that. That means a lot.
All right, Ryan Wayne, we got a bunch of people in the Hangouts here. Do you want to send us off? You got anything special for the close, or what do we got going on here, buddy? I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Yeah, I've got to head out here at about 6:30 for another race, so... Yeah, doing this and then a race. Yeah, I'm going to be an exhausted man after tonight. But yeah, I just want to say thank you to all the drivers here for participating in this race. By far one of the best races we've had in Ripple Valley history. And honestly, our wrecks tonight were mainly netcode. I didn't really see a whole lot of dumb mistakes out there on the racetrack. It was just netcode and just racing deal, which is kind of to be expected with super speedway racing. Everyone packed in like sardines, but all in all, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to today's broadcast, and I'll see you guys next time. I've got nothing really else to say, and we'll head over to Interviews channel after I close this stream and talk to a couple other people about their race.
Heck yeah, buddy. Have a wonderful night. Godspeed, everybody, and don't forget, keep on kicking asphalt, baby!
All right, guys. See y'all.